Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 16, Whispers from the Past. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here.
Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
I had no coffee today, let's do this.
And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf the Heartseeker. Wouldn't be Tales of Shadow Valley without a tech problem. As always, I'm Lumpy Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra made their final preparations to leave Shimon Sek. Zavid acquired some less than savory currencies to help in the city of the ghouls. Stopping by the Just Deserts Tavern to say their goodbyes, Balag Mahar and Ma'at showed their affections for Lux Et Umbra. But Ma'at bestowed upon them the blessing of the God King to aid their fortunes, and Balag Mahar finally admitted how proud he was of his adopted son Reese. Leaving Chompy, Ankh, and the baby Dracolisk behind with their new genie friend Tempest Vong, Lux Et Umbra and the Windseekers at last set off into the desert sands. Not wanting to waste any time burning in the sun, Zavid used his shadow magic to stretch their travels to the distance of a day, but only within an hour's time. Along their journey, a most peculiar sight. 3 massive purple worms, normally solitary, were violently attacking a group of wandering sand elementals. Thankfully, being on the shadow ethereal plane, the worms were none the wiser as to Lux Et Umbra even being there. Onward they walked, until finally the shadow spell faded. Upon the horizon came into view a slowly whirling sandstorm sitting in one spot. As they approached, it became clear that this was the ruins of Zifon Ra, a mountain normally protected by the eternal sandstorm. However, the recent alignment of Aukturn the Stranger has whittled the storm down to its weakest point in decades. Within the sand-coated ruins were 6 goblins: Saeed the coffee farmer, Wooleeb the master silkweaver, Professors Sadie and Taffy, archaeologists from the University of Andoran at Almas, the guard Madame Guillotine and her hyena Shorty, and Scrapapple the desert wanderer.
Scrapapple.
Scrapapple. Everyone's favorite Scrapapple. Working with the goblins, Khan in her infinite genius eventually figured out the entrance mechanism entirely on her own, revealing a spiral staircase beneath the sands. Down, down they crept into an ancient tomb not seen by those from the surface in countless millennia. Carefully they crept, avoiding dangerous ground and pitfalls, using the sum total of their tomb raiding skills. Scouting ahead, Khan discovered a teleportation stone, taking Lux Et Umbra to the highest peak of Zifon Ra. A truly massive metal chain attached to the side of the mountain, anchored to a floating island within the sand-filled clouds, is all that stands between Lux Et Umbra and the Windseeker. But that is not where we come in today. Normally, this is where we would be going to your characters, Zavid, Khan, Reese. What you 3 see, Eldritch, Shane, and Elliot, floating out amongst the stars, and in the infinite void, is a massive roll of parchment, and a huge goddess, flowers in her hair, standing before you, her raven locks seeming to float to infinity. In front of you are massive field-sized cards with what appears to be gods on them. Welcome, you 3. You have attempted to change the universe, and it has been very entertaining. I decided to reveal myself to you, to make it more entertaining for me. My name is Baba Yaga. It is wonderful to meet you.
It's the nicest Baba Yaga incarnation I've ever heard of.
Right?
And if you look at the very bottom center of the screen, I have made tokens for each of you.
Huh.
Oh,
and
cool.
you should be able to.
Oh, look, it's some fun.
Yep, you should be able to control yourself and run across this screen.
Pet the cat. I'm gonna pet the cat. I'm gonna pet the cat. Okay.
She, like,
bird.
grabs one of us like, you son of a bitch. Ah,
Get
let me
back
go.
here.
I
I'm just gonna.
Of course you
I'm
will.
just- I'm just gonna
You may
chill.
rest in here.
It's nice pockets.
It has pockets. Now, and then she looks to you and she smiles and says, I have decided to introduce a little chaos and fun into your world. I have before you a representation of 12 of the gods within the game that you play, the games of story. You may choose one. The three of you, however, must choose a representative. This representative will pick whichever card they like. Some are silly. Some will give you boons. Some are extremely powerful. Some may come with consequences. Choose wisely. Choose amongst yourselves with any means you desire to pick your representative.
So one of us gets to choose one card.
This time, you will be back.
Cool.
Basically, if you pick a card this time, you don't get to pick next time. And then whoever picks the second time, the third time is whoever doesn't go the first two times gets guaranteed the third time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But you can roll dice to pick who gets to choose. You can just choose who gets to choose, whatever you want.
Not me. Anyone else but me can do this. I don't want to pick.
Okay. So Eldritch and Elliot, you can choose whichever way you'd like to pick who chooses a card here.
You know, let's give it to Eldridge. I call the
All
shots
right.
a lot. You can.
All
you
right.
go.
All
Very
right.
well. The pink-eared one. Come forward.
That's me.
Look
That's
around.
me.
Look around. Pick any card you wish. All of them have at least some form of positive effect. Be not afraid.
Probably. I think. Maybe.
But that's for me to know and you to find out.
Mm.
I like seeing a little Eldritch run
Yeah,
across
totally.
the...
She's so
she's
cute.
looking at. She's window shopping. She's going down the aisles.
Yeah.
She's trying to figure out which
You're
one to
bad at-
pick.
My mama said I better shop around.
Shellen. I'd pick Shellen.
Yes.
Helen.
The bird is
It's
coming.
so gay. I love it.
Yeah, in honor of Pride Week.
Happy
Sheldon.
Pride.
Very well. Share the larger quality version.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
You pick the card and then you hear a lot of... like, I thought this was
Very
prettier
well.
than it sounded.
Shillin, Lady of Chrysanthemums. And Baba Yaga reaches her massive hand down, picks the card up, flips it over, and says, A tumble, a fall, mean nothing, nothing at all. A narrow scheme, though harebrained, leaves the masses entertained. Each player's next natural one may be treated as a regular success, but only if described in the most ridiculous, clumsy, and over-the-top manner possible.
Excellent.
Yes.
Please write all of these in Discord, because I am not going to
Yes,
remember.
I will get that right now.
And that's each, so we each
That's
get this one.
each of
Yeah.
you.
We
Yes,
each.
that I should mention that. Some of these cards will give all of you some type of effect. Some of them will give only the person who picks the card an effect. You won't know it until you pick it.
Mhm.
So this happens to be one of the ones that all of you get an effect. And then Con, I will also... Actually, I'll put all of this item into all of your inventory because all of you get this one. So, Con, in your inventory now, you should have an item called Shellin, Lady of Chrysanthemums. Reese and Zavid, I will drop those in yours here momentarily. Okay, Reese, Shellin, and
Yep.
Zavid.
It's there.
Okay. And sorry, Fantasy Ground's running a little slow because of all of these. And Zavid, you should now have a Shellin, Lady of Chrysanthemums in your inventory.
Hell yeah.
And then on the main, Shellin. There we go. And now on the main page, you should see that the card is now flipped.
Yep.
Wonderful. So, has been chosen. You may close out of that now as the clouds roll over the deck of cards. It has been chosen. Have fun. And this is where we come in today. And you can change your music to whatever you like now. I'm gonna swap mine up to a desert music. Always fun. Boom. But this is where we come in today. Upon a massive chain floating high up in the sky, sand slowly swirling around all of you. Khan, you have just cast your first spell in front of all of your friends.
I cast Spider Climb.
You
and
did.
It's just walking sideways on the chain, just like it's nothing.
And in fact, I can... Yeah, there we go. I rotated you 90 degrees sideways. So, yes, Khan, you are stuck to the side of this chain magically by your feet sticking 90 degrees sideways. Anyanka is flying because she cast a spell. Reese, you, Adelina, and Gunnar are all using essentially just your physical strength and prowess to pull yourselves up this chain and climb it like a mountain goat. Zavid, I believe you rolled an acrobatics check, so you're just kind of tumbling through these, jumping around. What are you doing specifically?
I think I'm just balancing. I'm just trying not to... I'm trying to maintain my speed without falling, so it's all balance and less like...
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be athletic as much as I am just trying to make sure that I don't make any mistakes to begin with, so I have to correct them.
Great. So as you're climbing, you can get a little bit of ways up, and I'll put Anya to here to show you about where you can get. Around about here, there is a gust of wind. Khan, however, you are magically stuck to this chain. You do not need to make any type of save. And Anyanka is flying, so she does not either. However, everyone else needs to make me a reflex save, please. Looking for a DC of 32 publicly.
Reflex.
I did all right.
Yeah, you did all right. Oh, and Adelina got a 33, so she succeeds. That's a 31. Oh, that is a fail.
Reese, I give you guidance.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
That's just enough. Oh, no. Gunnar, however, rolls a 25, and he
I can't do anything
slips.
for you, Gunnar.
He's not falling straight off because he didn't critically fail, but he is now hanging on. Oh, I'm going down. Oh, a little help, Abby. He manages to hook his arm onto it, and his shield gets caught in between, in a little slot in the links. He says, little help, Reese, Abby.
Khan, could you help? You can stick to the chains.
Yeah, you got it. Out. She'll trot on over sideways. She'll go like around the other side of the chain and start like pushing him up.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, please, thank you.
It's gotta be a weird sensation to like be hanging and gravity's like pulling him down. He's hanging on, and then suddenly this person comes and like pushes him up sideways, and suddenly they're like lifting him up until he's like back on the chain.
Yeah,
that's gotta be strange.
Give me an athletics check, please.
Ooh,
publicly.
You betcha. Fawn is famously great at those.
Famously great.
Let's see it.
Athletics. There we go. Public or tower?
And take a +1 because Anya's helping Anyanka.
Ooh,
and public,
gotcha.
yes.
+1. Athletics. Let's go.
Yeah, go there, Gunnar. Get it up. There we go. Come on. Okay, ups. I don't know if that's really helping, but let's try it. Oh, that was enough. Okay, so Gunnar rolled enough on his athletics to get up. Oh, thank you very much, Khan and Anyanka. Oh, wonderful. This chain's a doozy. I remember I almost failed the first time I came down it. Well, back we go.
Reese is just like glad you don't have any problems getting up.
I like, after I called Khan over to help, I like pushed it out of my mind and focused on my own shit, because I'm like, I can't get distracted by Gunnar's thing. I gotta just trust that he's gonna be fine, because if I look behind me, I'm gonna lose my balance and I'm gonna fall.
Okay, great.
So and I start kissing the ground.
Khan, I will turn you back normal ways. And Adelina and Gunnar do manage to get up the rest of the way as well. And what you do see here is precisely what you see in front of you. A massive floating island that this chain is just anchored into the side of. There is still this ever-present sandstorm swirling around you, but it's more of an annoyance than anything by the time you get up here. And you can see a bit of the ways off into the distance. In the center of this floating island is a large pyramid complex that easily looks like it could be large enough for a burial tomb or something within the depths of this island that is attempting to escape from the peak of this mountain. But I have not pictured it on there. About 300 yards in front of you, half buried in sand, is a large wooden construction of some kind. I think that might be it. Over there, buried in the sand. We weren't far off from this chain when we crashed. This island's not that big to begin with. What's you say, Race?
Yeah.
You want to go find our ship?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. So, as I said, it's only about 200-300 yards away from where you are at the side here. So let me drop you on this little mappy map. There we go. And you can close out of the one with the chain. And as you're walking towards this pile in the distance, it starts to come into focus. It has sharp points. There's beams that come out. There's a front end. It is very clearly a ship. And the rudder is sticking out of a big pile, out of the dune. And Gunnar says, "That's definitely her. Oh boy." And he starts trucking, running like a little kid going towards a candy shop. And eventually you do reach broken, kind of in bad shape, buried in decades worth of sand, the Windseeker. A true magical airship.
Ooh. So I have an idea what I want to try to do.
What's that?
Well, I have elemental powers.
True.
If I could, like, use, like, air by using electricity, I think is what it says. If I can get, like, a giant gust of wind to just, like, blow past so it comes easier to, like, dig out and stuff.
Be something you can try working with when you start digging, yeah, for sure. But when you reach it, Gunnar says, "Well, she's definitely looked better, but I think if with enough elbow grease and all this wood we've got lying around here, I think we might be able to get her into fighting shape again."
Well, we do have a master crafter here.
I hope you're as good as everyone's been saying there, Con. These things are quite difficult to get running. But welcome to the Windseeker. And I do have another sort of like if you want to go inside of it, you can. I have a couple of layers. There's not much in it because it's been sitting here for a couple of decades, but there is a map for it. But basically, essentially, you have found the Windseeker. And we're going to kind of pause for the moment. Because is there anything you're wanting to do other than starting digging it out and repairing it? Because there's a lot going on right where you're at.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's the slowest option. What do y'all think?
Maybe we'll just like take a look inside the rooms. Maybe there are beasties. Who knows?
We should clear it out at the very least.
Yeah.
So that they can start fixing it. Something about showing up to where Danny's sister is in a fucking airship and being like, "Yo ho, motherfuckers," sounds so cool.
Sounds so cool.
And then we also have secured a ride back to Galarian. So
yes, absolutely. So you're able to go inside, and everything is simply just covered in sand. The top deck has many cannons, and I'll just load this. I don't need to put you all on it because there's not much physically here for your characters to interact with, but I'll at least show it to you so you get an idea of what this will be when you finish repairing it. Because essentially this is the final image here. You have a top deck with many cannons. They are, again, coated in sand. They're each going to need to be cleaned, oiled, fixed, replaced, not replaced, but re-put into place before they're able to be fired. But getting on the top deck, you can see that there's the steering wheel. There's a big mast that goes up to what would be the crow's nest, and these massive wings that use animal hide as the aerofoil. Now, going down into it, I guess, let's see, drop that. Yes. The first thing you would see is massive amounts of storage. And Adelina will say, well, this is where we usually keep most of our ammunition and dry powder. Keep most of our dry rations here as well. It's mostly a storage on this here pot right here. Now, continuing down, we've got, this is the second battery of cannons. As you can tell, we get into quite a lot of scraps, Now, most of the cannonballs here, and we keep a lot of extra masts so that in case we take a cannonball ourselves, we have got masts and sails down here. And lastly, down here, we've got more cannons, of course, but this is closer to the water level, where we've got our kitchen here at the bottom here, and then sleeping quarters. We're probably going to need to figure something out for the other three. I mean, there's more of us here than there were before. It won't be tight, but we'll find some, I'm sure. But without too much fanfare, y'all have an airship now.
Hell
Doesn't
yeah.
run, but you have pending repair. You have an airship. It's about damn time, I think.
Hell, it's about time.
Nice StarCraft reference.
Yeah.
So, Gunnar immediately gets to work, like shoveling sand and moving heavy crap out of the way. What do you all want to do right now? Do you want to start on this? Do you want to look around, talk amongst yourselves, and figure out your plan? You're at a very safe place right at the moment. Out of character, I'm not going to attack you right now.
Okay, cool.
Right here, right now, I'm not going to attack you.
That'd be mean.
I think I would love to work on this ship with everyone a bit more when we're in a more stable situation. I think I'm still focused a lot on other projects like the staff and other things. So I'll help with whatever they need me to help with to just get things moving. But I think like as for custom modifications and stuff, I think that might come a little later, personally.
Sure.
I think as Gunnar is digging out, Reese wants to try to use his elemental power stuff to try to help the piles move them away, so then he has an easier time and isn't like, this is going to take a while to dig out. He wants to make sure Gunnar doesn't put in all of his efforts in one basket.
Sure. So yeah, you're trying to experiment with this new power that Ma'at has awakened within you. You've got tiny little puffs of air that you can kind of summon at will. It's not really even so much the gust of wind cantrip. It's not even quite even to that level yet. Yes. But yeah, with that, and you can summon a little bit of water to kind of scoosh the sand out of the way, that kind of stuff. You're able to help Gunnar get some of this out of the way in a pretty faster than he would be by himself. Con, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm just taking note of everything that would need repairs and to what extent. Just trying to create like
check in the tower then. Because if you're just doing like dumb labor like Reese's, then there's no checks for anything on that. Okay, so looking around, do you see on the backside there's 8 orbs that have like little flags on them?
On
the backside of the ship. The main map where Con is.
Yes.
I will put you on top of one of those.
Yes.
So those are clearly what makes this thing hover. They are magical orbs. You figured out very quickly. A couple of them appear to be physically broken, which is probably the main issue. To get this thing off the ground, you're going to need to repair these somehow.
Are they made of glass? Are they made of energy?
They appear to be made of some kind of crystal. The outside seems like it would be less important than the magic contained within.
Gotcha. Well then, I'll start I guess I can ask Anyanka if Anyanka or Adelina. I don't know if Gunnar is a magical engineer, but I can ask them if they still have like the plans for their ship, if they made it.
Oh, hey, I've got the plans right downstairs in my quarters. Just a mo. I'll go get it for you. 2 shakes of a lamb. And hey, everybody, we're back. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be Tales from Shadow Valley without tech issues, now would it? Hopefully we should be good to go. But hopefully, where last we left off, Lux Et Umbra had finally managed to find the Windseeker, a massive airship owned by the sister of Reese, Adelina Giltleaf, and her adventuring companions, Anyanka Jenkins and Gunnar Gunnarsson's son. So, it's already been preparations have already been started with removing the sand out of everywhere from this ship, and Anyanka and Khan have begun poring over the blueprints and the plans in order to figure out what exactly is wrong with this thing and how to get it back into running shape again. I believe that's where we left off before we had all of our tech problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, my computer decided, hey, I'm gonna update. I'm like, no, don't! And,
But all good. This music is annoying. I don't want that at all. Great. So, Zavid, what are you doing in this moment?
Well, I think Zavid has a curiosity about this place, the runes. I think he knows that there's answers to uncover here. So he's less interested in this ship, though he is very happy that we have some sort of means of transportation to get down from here. I think he wants to continue exploring. He wants to continue looking for answers.
Okay. I think this is a good time to do a Final Fantasy stop, where the three of you see in front of you the Windseekers. You see Adelina, Anyanka, and Gunnar. 2 of them are going to stay here with the Windseeker and continue working. You can take one with you. Who's going to be? And if you'd like, I can describe kind of what they can do mechanically.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Adelina Giltleaf, that is Reese's sister. She is a full fighter. She fights with a long sword in one hand and her left hand free. She's kind of a classic Errol Flynn type pirate, swinging from with a rope with a maiden in her hand, and then like fighting and then tripping up her opponent, and but she's a pirate, a very much swashbucklery. Gunnar, he is a paladin, but is also dedicated into dragon instinct barbarian. So when he rages, he has lightning powers. He's also got the Viking dedication, so that's less important, but it's very helpful if you're attacking from water. In any case, like either on the beach or on a boat, anything that involves with fighting with water, Gunnar's your guy. But as a paladin, he's kind of tanky. And then Anyanka, she is a witch cavalier. So she is a full spellcaster who casts from the back of her mount in combat. And she's an arcane caster, so she's got a lot of debuffs and a lot of boom booms.
Okay, out of character. We don't really have too many ranged people outside of myself. So if we take on Anyanka, I think that might be a good balance.
I am in favor of Gunnar, personally.
Oh?
2 reasons. 1, I think that having a tank to pair off with Khan would be really helpful, because I don't really like tanking, and I am ranged. I just magical range.
Right.
Second reason, I just want to hear Eli do that voice a lot more.
I do love doing that voice.
It's valid.
What do you think, Khan?
I think that's a good plan. It allows me to use like the full, just all of my abilities. The reaction one is extra fun too, so I'm all for it. Yeah,
and if we're being real here, the women are smarter than Gunnar. They would be the best at fixing the ship.
You're correct. Wrong. Gunnar is not smart. He's not.
We love him though.
Well, I got most of the big stuff moved. This broken mast over here, I got it taken off with the steering wheel. Y'all should be good. You just need to shovel a little bit of the sand. But I think you got this, Adelina and Anyanka. See you in a bit. So good. I'm going to go ahead and take Adelina and Anyanka off the combat tracker, just less to keep track of. Zavi, do you actually still have Rottrot with you? Because I just remembered that you left him below the chain, right? I just remembered that. Right? Didn't you say you didn't?
Yeah, Rottrot can run up that shit.
Oh, did you want to just have him do that then?
I can also summon him. But yeah, I think I would try to get him to run up, and if he fell, I'd summon him before he dies.
No problem, no problem. All right, so last question is then, are you going to explore the island you are on, or go back down and explore the ruins that you left below?
Well, I guess the question is, are we going to go straight from this island away, or are we going to go back to the ruins and visit the goblins again?
Probably leaving here once you fix the ship. You're probably leaving here, because the next let's see, let's pull up the map. We've got your map here. Let me draw where you guys are. You are here on the mountain of Zephon Ra. And so, if memory serves, you are wanting to go across to see the Gazeran. Were you wanting to actually see a Sphinx? Was that I remember that was kind of mentioned.
That Reese thought that the real Sphinx was like the Sphinx area was where the real Sphinx was.
I see.
So
Okay.
yes, he actually wanted to see real Sphinx, but you know, he doesn't know what's real and what's not real at this point.
That's fair. That's true.
So he would like
okay.
a confirmation.
Cool. So I think the plan was mostly to fly this way over this necropolis, and then kind of southwards to check out the footprints of Rovagug, and then
Yes.
turning west to the Kilik Tura Oasis, which is where the City of the Dead is supposedly under, and hopefully finding the tortoise along the way.
Also, I just want to say, I like how there's this place called the Lost Mines of Suat. I'm like, it ain't so lost if it's on a map.
Yeah, right? That is an excellent point. But I think that was the general plan. And hopefully running into the turtles somewhere to find Danny's sister.
Yes.
Hi, sorry.
Here there be monsters.
Enjoy a little sea monster out here.
Here there be monsters. But yeah, so were you going to go back down the chain to see the bottom section? Because there's a lot more down there. Or you can also check out this top island.
I think it would be the responsible thing for us to do that. I would also like to meet up with the goblins while we do it. I think
yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Make
That's
sure that they're
probably
okay.
a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't make you re-roll to get back down to back down the chain, because if you can get up it, getting down it is roughly the same. So I'm just going to drop you onto.
Yeah, Colin can even recast Spider Climb and then just hold their hands.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. And you can close out the map with the Windseeker on it, and any other maps other than the one I just opened for you.
All right.
Climbing down that thing is such a pain in the ass.
You can say that again.
Climbing down that thing is such a pain in the ass.
All right, hold on. I have food here. I'll be right back.
Hey, if you set me up for it, I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
You open the door, I'm going to walk right through. Watch out for this big pile of stones. It's easy to hurt your feet and trip.
Oh, thank you, Gunnar.
You don't want to fall off of this island. We took a big run and leap off the side, and that's how we got down. Don't want to do that without Anyanka, though. I can't cast Featherfall. Can you?
No, I can't.
All right. So there's a couple of things you can do here if you'd like. There's the teleportation circle right there that goes back down to the underside, and there's also that stairway to the north that Con almost checked out, but then you all got distracted by the chains, which were far more interesting.
I say we check out just while we're here. Let's check out the north staircase.
Great. go ahead and drop you on a different map. Leave that last one open for just a second.
Okay.
Give you this one over it. As you climb the wide sand-coated stone stairs to a round, flat alcove in the mountain, before you lies a ruin. It's an ancient henge made of hand-carved granite. At its crest is the destroyed remains of a truly massive statue of a human. Their feet stand alone upon a pedestal, their head resting in the time-lost sand.
I'll just look around.
Okay. Give me perception checks. Yes. Sorry, Shane, I didn't realize you weren't there when I opened this map.
I'm sorry. I said I had to run because our
I
food
didn't hear you.
arrived.
It's all good. All good. Essentially, y'all are going up the stairway to the north, and I said you climb. I'll just reread this really quickly. You climb up the wide sand-coated stone stairs to a round, flat alcove in the mountain. Before you lies a ruin, an ancient henge made of hand-carved granite. At its crest is the destroyed remains of a truly massive statue of a human. Their feet stand alone upon a pedestal, their head resting in the time-lost sand.
Does anyone here have a foot fetish? Should we roll for that?
That's a will save.
Someone like sees those big feet of the statue and they're just sweating. They're like, "Is it the desert really?
It's the
hot,
desert.
Or is it just
Yeah,
me?
it's super hot out here, guys.
Yeah. Oh man. No shade to anyone out in the audience who has a foot fetish. We're not saying that
no
you're
kink
weird.
But yeah, everyone's doing perception checks if you want to throw one in the tower there.
Accidentally
Alright.
did public, but that's
That's
fine.
okay.
Perception check.
Okay, and then Gunnar will do that as well.
There's something I like about Fantasy Grounds. I like the fact that you can roll in the tower and
it
even
makes
the player doesn't
noise.
know.
Yeah,
Even the
Oh,
player
that
doesn't
too.
know what it is.
I do like that a lot. It's very
The
cool.
noise is nice too. I like
The noise. I like the clicky clacks. It helps.
Mm.
Reese, you can kind of wander around a little. As you're walking around, you notice between a thin patch in the sand,
That's
you
rough.
think you see something carved in the stone beneath you.
Move Rat Trap back over. Whoops. Okay. Yeah? Ooh. Alright. Does it matter where I go for that?
No, pretty much anywhere. Let's. I'm just gonna pick a random spot.
Yeah. Drag 'em.
Say, you notice under the sand, roughly here,
Okay.
that there's seems to be something carved in the stone beneath you.
Alright, so Reese notices that, and he's just gonna start trying to clear away some of the sand, see if it refills, or if it just does regular sand things.
Sure. As you do, you see that there's definitely something carved under here. And starting with your little gust of wind thing, you're able to, and I'm just going to show the whole thing because it's much easier that way. You see that there's clearly a massive rune, magic rune beneath your feet.
Yeah, so he's just gonna start using the gust of wind and water thing and just clear off more and
Yeah,
kind of
and
as it follows, be like, oh, this connects to this.
yes, and you can see very quickly how using the water especially is able to push it out of this carving, all this sand, and you're able to open it up quite a bit. So this is what you see before you, is this intricate geometric carving into the stone.
Okay. I think
Can we make Arcana checks to try to understand what this is?
Sure.
Can-
Actually, it's going to be
that's really big though.
You can, yeah, Arcana or Religion.
All right, I'll do religion
In the tower,
then.
please. Yes.
Arcana or religion, you said?
Yes, correct.
Awesome.
I think Reese is gonna after he's done with that, just climb up a pole because he realizes, holy crap, this is really big, and try to see
Reese,
a bigger.
Sure, that's great. Yeah, getting a higher vantage point, Reese, that doesn't help you at all with understanding what this symbol is. You've
No.
never seen anything like this in your life. However, What you have seen in your life is this giant statue, or at least who it's supposed to be. This is very clearly Horus, the goddess of fertility and peace, which happens to be Ma'at's, one of Ma'at's goddesses that she follows. Or I'm sorry, not Horus.
Hecate?
That is incorrect.
Hecate?
Nephthys? Not Nephthys. Crap. NPCs. Where's Ma'at?
Hathor?
Hathor. That's
There
it.
we
Thank
go.
you. Yes, I wrote in.
I guessed. That was a complete guess.
You are correct. It is Hathor, not yes, Hathor, goddess of fertility and peace. Ma'at's goddess, not Horus. Hathor.
Okay, there we go.
So that's what you realize, is that this is a huge, huge statue to Hathor. Han, you recognize that this is some type of transmutation spell. In fact, Pipette whispers to you inside your cloak. Some of these filaments between this symbol and that symbol imply that it is transmutation. It will change one thing into another.
Interesting.
And Zavid, with your meaty natural 19 for a 44, you recognize this is an extraordinarily powerful rune. You've never seen a magic rune this powerful before. This is a rune of Avatar. That is a 10th level divine spell. 10th level. What that does is it summons the spirit or avatar of a cleric's god into the material plane. With that high of a roll, you recognize that this rune was meant to bring the avatar of Hathor into this statue to have it fight on Galarian.
Huddle up, everybody.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, hey, so this is Hathor, the one that Ma'at likes.
Yeah, and this is some sort of a transmutation circle.
Gunnar, do you know anything?
I like these shapes.
Good job.
Me too, Gunnar.
Me
Me
too.
too. So, about these shapes.
Kinda reminds me of Futhark around the outside now that I'm looking at it.
Have any of you ever heard of a spell called Avatar?
I'm only learning spells now.
There is a legend of the last Airbender. I'm just kidding. There is a process as to which a cleric of a god can summon that god's essence to the material plane. And in order to do that, you need a powerful rune like this. But you also need a vessel to house the spirit of that god, like a giant statue in their image, as we see around us. You get where I'm going with this, yes?
I do.
I don't think we can fix this statue, but we could probably make a smaller statue that would work just as well, and you might be able to have a conversation with Hathor. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah,
The
that'd
big
be
one, though,
interesting.
fixing that would take a lot of time, and we don't have that time.
I mean, does it have to be Hathor?
Well, this rune is for
Give me
Hathor.
more arcane or religion checks.
I will, but my guess, even without a check, is I assume that this is meant for Hathor. We would have to know more intricately the spell work in order to change the god, in my opinion. But
Right.
maybe I'm wrong.
2 19s in a row, Zavid. God damn.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that this one is tuned to Hathor. You were correct. It was a good idea, though.
At least it's not attuned to a bad god. If it was a bad god, I'd want us to destroy this. But since it's Hathor, it might be worth us trying to ritual cast this.
Can I help with that using desert lore?
Probably. Oh, yeah, speaking of lore, I was looking into some homebrew rules for lore skills, and I think I want to implement one of them. Since lore skills are so rarely used, and you don't really get that many skill ups. You can go ahead and up your specific lore skills to master at this point. Like
Fuck
Zavid, you've got
yes.
astronomy and
Woo!
undeath. Reese, you have desert and orc. And Khan, you've got Lao Shupo and underworld. Go ahead and throw all of those up to master.
So what you're saying
I
is
love
Reese
that
fucked
homebrew
around
rule,
and
and I would
found
do the same
out.
thing.
Mm-hmm. What's that, Reese?
Reese fucked around and found out with orcs.
That's true, very much. So yeah, and then next level when you hit 15, you can go ahead and take legendary on those lore skills as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So, what are you trying to find out with your desert lore?
I think with the desert lore to see if there's any way to make it easier to, like, recreate Hathor, or if there's any processes that I know that when people were making statues, like, and pyramids and all the other stuff with sand and everything, if there's any way to, like, use it kind of like as an assist.
Give me your desert lore in the tower.
Okay.
You remember back to Shimon Sek into when you went shopping in the bazaar.
Mhm.
And you remember Nephrite Cragmore, the Earth Genie. He could probably just make a statue. He's an Earth Genie.
I mean, we could craft, but, like, okay, let's see.
Can we summon him? Is there a way we can do that? Bring him here?
Or
You
more
probably have-
sending?
You could send to him and he could start traveling.
Bring.
Banana.
Oh,
phone.
yes. Hello, this is Nephrite. Who is in my head?
This is a collect call from Zavid.
Would you like to accept?
Yes, my friend.
Yes. Listen, we're out here at what was the landmark we're at right now?
Zephon Ra.
We're out there at Zephon Ra. We've already sort of sent word back about some other things we saw. Some of your sand elementals for your city got loose and some purple worms ate them. But we found something that we specifically need you for.
Oh, yes. What is this?
If you're available as soon as you can, could you come to? And I'll send him like, I don't know if I could figure out the coordinates.
Close enough.
Any
You have
because-
maps.
Yeah, I'll say, if you come to this location, there's a floating, chained up island in the sky, and there is a large circle, a rune circle dedicated to the god Hathor, but the statue, as part of the spell, is ruined. We need help bringing this thing back to the way it was. And only you are the one experienced enough to do this.
I relish the challenge, friends. I will pack my tools and be there as quickly as I can. I shall glide through these sands. It is the quickest way. Click. He hangs up dramatically without saying goodbye, like they do on TV.
But he
I
says
understand
click,
completely.
clearly.
Yeah, but you
long-
do hear the click.
I made mention of the worms and the elemental, so I'm like confident he'll be fine, just because he knows to expect that.
You should be all right.
Oh.
But yeah, it's going to take him quite a while because remember you used Shadow Walk to get here, which kind of
It'll probably
bends
take him-
space. It'll
Yeah,
probably
like
take him
half a day if he's
half
really
a day
fast.
to a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you now have an Shaitan, Earth Genie, on the way to help you fix this statue. Perhaps that should be.
I
Have some
cast
interesting
summon
outcomes.
Genie, which is just a phone call like, "Hey, buddy, can you come down here?"
Yeah, right.
Essentially.
But yes, that will have some interesting outcomes, I think. Is there anything else you'd like to do up here while you are here?
I just want to marvel at level 14. I want to marvel at the fact how casually we're just talking to genies. Like,
Yeah, right.
This is a plot device in Aladdin where there's one genie, and another guy becoming a genie is a big deal. Like, they're very rare in our world. And we just are bumping elbows with them like, yeah, okay.
Hey, my dad's
Sure,
one.
yeah.
Sure, whatever, you
Right?
know.
Yeah, sure.
There's a city
I-
of genies, and they like us.
Yeah.
Khan is literally
genie
the general
friends.
of a
Yeah.
genie undead army now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're a diplomat for an entire continent. Like, level 14 is wild.
Yeah.
I think it's sinking into, at
Mm.
least with Zavid, and he's expressing it to Reese and Khan. Like, can you fucking believe this? I
Yeah.
never. If you would have told me 2 months ago that I was gonna be doing this, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, same, but for different reasons. Woof.
I'm gonna drop you back on that the summit map, so you can close the statue map if you'd like.
Yeah.
We're
That
friends
was a-
with dragons. We're friends with genies.
Hail of a statue.
Next,
you're
we need
saying
to
that
start. We need to
if
start befriending some devils. We need to
Yeah.
find like some
devils,
like a pit fiend who's on the world. It's like, I'm really not that bad, guys. And it's like, yeah, you're pretty cool. Let's go
mean-
skateboarding. Fuck yeah! He puts
Fuck
on
yeah.
some sunglasses.
He puts on metal.
Okay, but I want Chompy on a skateboard now.
Yes.
Mm. A banana board for Chompy because he's a bit bigger.
Ah, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so do you think we should go check on those goblins?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so.
Who knows what trouble they can get into? They're just little guys. Do you have any idea how this thing over here works? And he takes one step onto it, and wow, Gunnar is gone.
So
He's a
we're.
fast learner. Wow.
I don't have a map up right now. Is that what we are not supposed to?
Oh, that's okay. I'll just kind of hand wave all of you, putting
Okay,
you on
cool.
the new one, so you can
Good.
close out of everything you've got, and I'll open a new one here.
All good with me.
We're back.
Woo!
Yes. So you are entering into the circle, the rune. Wow! It teleports you back to the main portion of this tomb that is underground. You are now hundreds and hundreds of feet below where you just were. The large teleportation pyramid stands before you that Khan figured out all by herself and completely without help from anyone.
Mhm.
And give me some perception checks in the tower, please.
Ooh. What do your elven eyes perceive?
My elven
Huh?
eyes perceive.
Not much. Khan, your ears kind of start twitching as you hear there's rustling around and clinking in the room to your south.
What's that?
Huh?
I'm gonna, sneak around.
Okay, give me a stealth check in the tower, please.
Reese is gonna follow.
Then you as well.
Yup.
Gunnar is going to lean over to Zavi and say, I'm not exactly the sneakiest guy. I think I'll stick with you.
That's fine. If I trust those two are fine, and if they're not, we'll go in there and we'll kill whatever tried to hurt them.
All right. So you press your ear up against that door, Khan, and you hear that there's definitely something going on the other side. You hear voices. They're kind of high-pitched.
She kind of breathes a sigh of relief, because, it's our goblin friends, unless it's something impersonating our goblin friends.
Nah.
She breathes a sigh of relief, retracts it, and carries on.
Your paranoia is what's gotten you this far.
Yeah,
So the door is unlocked. You unlocked it earlier.
yeah, but I'll just, kind of, as quietly as I can, push it open.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any change in the rustling and the voices.
I'll walk very carefully and just kind
Yes.
of peek around the corner.
As you peek around the corner, the first thing you see is the goblin Madame Guillotine leaning up against the wall with her arms crossed, napping with her head hanging down, like this, doing one of these. Maybe not napping, but up against the wall with her eyes closed, looking down. And Shorty, the hyena, is sleeping at her feet.
Mm-hmm. Con will, kind of just be like, "Psst, hi, over here."
Hello. Oh, Con. Yes, Con. How have you been? Yes, you came back, n'est-ce pas?
We just arrived. We found a teleportation circle. It's
Oh,
actually just
yes.
up there.
that is what Scrapapple said. That the V talked to them in their head. Huh?
That's
Yeah, he
true.
has the
That's
power.
true. C'est vrai.
Oh, c'est vrai. Scrapapple is down there to the south. It is they are looking around in the hole. I'm not sure what they are finding, but the other ones are over here. They seem to have found a treasure trove, so to speak, a cache of goods.
Huh.
And as you come across the corner, you see the 4 other goblins. You see Saeed and Wulid, the coffee farmer, the master silk weaver, and then you see Sadie, who is the professor of brewing archaeology, and you see Sadie's wife, Taffy, who is the professor of the textile historian, both of whom are from the University of Andorran et Almas, which Khan, if Eldritch doesn't remember, Almas is Khan's hometown. That is why the 3 of them have your accent. Madame Guillotine, Taffy, and Sadie. That's why they all have your accent.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's very nice. Thank you.
So Khan would recognize their accent as being hers. So
Yeah.
in character, Khan would definitely know those 3 goblins are from her hometown.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. I didn't go to frighten you, but
it
are
is
you
good
doing
to see
okay?
you. Ah, yes, well, friends, come. We have found much. Look.
Ah, yes, we have found so much. Ah, yes, come. Look at what we have found here. Look at this.
And they're showing you these crates. There's several wooden crates that sit in a small alcove off the main hallway system. And there's just ceramic containers, lidded jars, capped bottles, and big round discs. And Wulid is holding bolts of silk up, just
we found all of these textiles and silk in here. I can make masterpieces with these.
look, and all of them are showing you specifically. Saeed has found handfuls of coffee beans that he's going to take and plant to get these special artisanal things. And Zavid, where are you? Have you come to join, or are you still back with Gunnar?
I mean, he could probably hear like the friendly conversation.
Yeah,
and
you would be
and
hearing
not, like,
that by now.
Zavid, we're dying. Help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing that, I'm being kind of exhausted from all the conversations I've had. I start looking at that north door.
Okay.
Cool. And I'm like, hey Gunnar,
Yeah.
let's be a little naughty and let's go explore a room before we're supposed to.
Oh, I like the sounds of that. Yeah, let's go. Go.
And
give me perception checks, Cod and Reese, just to hear if you hear him specifically, because he is a paladin. He's kind of clanky.
God, I hope.
Perception.
Con, you hear a lot of clanking, getting quieter, but that's about it. Zavid, let's see, which one is this? That's just to... Yeah, this door does not appear to be locked, but the handle appears to be broken off.
I looked at Gunnar, I'm like, Gunnar, this is your moment.
I think I got this. He picks up his new axe with the sheen of magical Meridi water on the edge that makes it count as adamantine, so this is the perfect situation for his new weapon. And let's see here. Make him roll for
it. Hear anything?
You did not.
Thought not.
Oh my god, he just rolled a natural 20. Look at that, for a 47.
Oh my
against
god.
a door with an adamantine axe. Are you friggin' kidding me?
I think you'd hear that.
You're about to hear something, yeah.
Yeah.
Con, you heard clanking getting quieter like a train going away. Reese,
Yeah.
you didn't hear anything, but y'all are about to hear this, yes. So shift.
Oh boy.
He just did... Well, with adamantine ignores hardness, so ignoring all of this door's hardness and resistance, he did 43 damage to it with a single axe swing of his axe. For Valhalla! You hear an explosion as this door flies off of its hinges and smashes against the wall 15 feet away. Let me open up some corridor. This is what you see before you, Zavid. It is not very much. Just a small corridor that has a turn to the right. There's some junk on the floor.
Excuse me. That was my reaction to his.
And then as soon as he realizes what he did, he went, I think I might have done it a little hard.
Gunnar.
Try harding much, Gunnar?
I am. Holy shit.
This new axe is kind of ridiculous.
Hey, it's not just the axe, it's the guns.
The Gunnars
The Gunnars, that's right.
Oh,
called
that's
this one Gunnar son and this one
Zavida
Gunnar
has
son.
decided he really likes Gunnar.
I
I remember
love
when I
him.
first met him, I'm like, I don't know if I like this guy. He's kind of an idiot. And the more I spend time with him, I'm like, this guy's good. He's a good dude.
himbo.
I love
He's a good
him.
himbo. Yeah, you walk into here and there's
I'll
not
tell
much
him to
here.
wait. I'll be like, we probably shouldn't go ahead. They heard that. They'll be here in a second.
You're probably right. And do either of you go to investigate, or do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If any of our friends are worried, then we'll assuage them that we're looking into it.
You
Then
come
they can
around the
carry
corner.
on with their adorable NPC shenanigans.
You see Gunnar turn around, and he looks like, you know when a dog has gotten into the trash, and they're just kind of sitting in the kitchen, waiting for you to come and talk to them, and they're just kind of looking at what they did, or like a dog that ate the couch. You know, he's looking at this door like a dog that just ate the couch. He's like, "Hey, we
Hey.
tried to sneak off, and I'm not good at being sneaky.
Well-
I did that."
The handle
We
was
heard
already
an
broken off.
earth-shattering kaboom.
Where's the earth-shattering kaboom?
Well, that's a
It's on a
really good
different planet.
impression.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What the hell?
It
Wow.
was supposed to be
Um,
kaboom.
I'm gonna kind of say like, hey, so is it our goblin friends over there?
Yeah, and they'll find.
Yeah,
Unless it's
they're-
someone that's impersonating them. You never know.
Did they have scrap apple with them?
Yeah.
No, they
Wait,
didn't.
did
They
they?
are elsewhere.
Oh.
I was right not to go visit. Listen, I have nothing against
Aw,
Sadie and the
Zee.
rest. I have nothing against them, but scrap apple just built different. All right, different creature. Not like these are goblins. Scrap apple as a goblin, like that is like from the fairy tales, you know.
My life was a fairy tale, so I understand what you mean. But yeah,
Reminds me of the tales of trolls back from my homeland. I
So
like
it's
that
like-
scrapping apple.
I don't know what it is. Like there are some characters that I'm just like, I want to know more about you. And I look to Gunnar as I say that. I just need to pick your brain, figure you out.
Well, I come
Um,
from the Ironbound Archipelago in the north.
Walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
This room just kind of turns to the right, and on the floor you see what appear to be art supplies, like for chiseling hieroglyphics and a couple of paintbrushes, ink pots. Nothing particularly special, but old.
Reese picks them up just because, you know what, why not? Never
Okay.
know where you're gonna need a chisel.
Absolutely. So you can have like basic hieroglyphic art, like ancient Egyptian art set. You know those
Excellent.
those big art kits that come in like a briefcase that have like markers and
Yeah,
watercolors
I
and
loved
pencils.
those as a
It's
kid.
that, but ancient Egyptian version. So
I love it.
Zavi, that comes to a hallway that goes left and right. Now, give me perception checks coming to here.
Good thing, you know,
In the
Reese
tower,
is
please.
trained in like everything now.
Terrain. Okay. Gunnar immediately puts his arm out when you're trying to go into this room, Reese, and he stops both you and Zavid. And he says, "Stop! There's something in that room to the north. There's something laying on that table there."
Okay, there's a lot of things, bud.
But as he gives you that moment to take a slow look, you can see that up in the north there is definitely a body lying on a table.
Oh. Huh. Well, we should definitely, can somebody detect magic to
Detect
see if that's
magic.
bullshit?
You don't detect any magic in this area, actually, much to your surprise. This far corner of the crypts of Zifon Ra smells heavily of embalming reagents. A partially mummified body lies upon a wooden table in the center of the room. A pile of mummified corpses sit unceremoniously in the corner. Behind the embalming table is a skeletonized body lying upon the floor. tools and tomes are scattered about.
This fucking dude in the middle of his job died and just laid here to rest.
Pretty much.
That's sad. Wow. I'd like to make a check to understand what I'm looking at. Should I do a
Sure.
lore on death
Medicine.
or?
Oh, lore and death or medicine, yes.
Let's see what's better. Medicine's technically better.
I can help
I think-
with medicine.
Cool,
I have
cool. Then
I have
Con,
the
you can aid.
Serenite tools, healer's tools. That's why I have a +1.
You've had that a while.
So this is
Yeah,
an
I
8
don't-
check.
That's enough. So take a +1 there, Zavid. And you can
Alright.
guide yourself if you'd like.
Sure. So +2, and then in the tower, or?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're able to pretty quickly find a big tome on the floor next to the skeleton. It's a grimoire Necronomicon. Very clearly, this ancient tome describes the precise process of mummifications that the high priests of Anubis used to preserve their dead. You found a very, very valuable book on the floor here. In addition, you also see that there's a full set of Assyriani embalming tools. These ancient embalming tools were once used by the priests of Anubis to preserve the most important members of their society. I'm going to give those to you, Zavid. They're items.
Ooh.
Grimoire Assyriani Necronomicon and the Assyriani embalming tools. So basically, that just gives you more knowledge, different ways in which to deal
Create
with corpses.
undead,
Yeah.
such as mummies.
Such as mummies, yes. You're gonna have to study it, but you can, once you study it for a while, you can add mummies to your rituals or your animate dead, whatever.
Okay.
And you kind of looking around. Con, actually, Reese is the one who would have figured this one out. This guy's job was to embalm everyone who was interred here, and he probably just starved to death because he was interred here too.
Well, he couldn't finish the job for himself. Oh.
Oh man, I feel bad for this guy. I actually kind of want to do him the honor of. So the point of mummification is when the person's freshly dead, you're preserving everything, right? This guy became a skeleton. He never got that honor done for himself. He decayed. So I kind of want to do something for him in death. I would like to take his bones with me. Take like a sack or something. Probably very light because it's just bones. I want to get as many of his bones as I possibly can into this sack, along with any identifying stuff. If there's any sort of like threadbare like cloth that like he used to wear, like his clothes. I want that. Any stuff that's like his or hers.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if it was.
You wouldn't be able to really tell that specifically, but they do have a necklace with a symbol of Anubis on it, the god of death and transference to the afterlife. I like that a lot. Yeah, you're able to gather up the bones into the bag of holding, which you have. And there's little scrapes of deteriorated cloth, because this was definitely a person of the cloth. And you take their tools and their book so that their knowledge doesn't get lost to the ages. And Gunnar comes up to you and says, "We can give it the proper Viking burial, perhaps, unless you have a better idea to let them rest."
I want to give them the rest, but before I do, I have an idea to raise them temporarily, have them teach me their methods so that their knowledge is passed on, and then give them a proper burial. Whatever they prefer.
Would Reese know what the proper burial type of ceremony would be?
Yeah, you would. It would involve anointing with oils, doing different types of religious chants, and sending the body down a river in a basket of reeds.
So he looks over to Gunnar and is like, the kind of Viking burial and what he'd be honored with is pretty similar, except no fire. Are you okay with sending him down the river, just no fire?
I think I can deal with that. Cultural differences and such. What strange people sending their dead down the river on the boat without fire? These strange foreigners, what will they think of next? And he kind of wanders off laughing to himself, thinking about how wild that is. Not even realizing how similar that is.
Yeah, it's so different. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
just
he
no
thinks
fire.
that's the most different burial ritual of all time.
I love it.
I think he probably had a bit of a tough job, and he might have already moved on, but this place seems pretty creepy. It's possible that he has not been able to get his eternal rest, having died here, so doing this, I think, would ensure that his spirit lives on.
I think so too.
But unfortunately, we don't have time right this moment, so we'll have to wait to do this once we have a moment. Maybe on the Windseeker when we're traveling out of here.
Yeah. No, I'm done for that. That's a good
Alright.
idea.
Moving on, this hallway simply connects back to the main area here,
Gotcha.
and that door
no
is
traps.
unlocked. No traps on that one. It is unlocked. Goes back to the main chamber.
Con puts her hand on the doorknob, like a poison spike shoots out, and she dies.
Oh,
The end.
Woof.
How much damage does that deal? Death.
Just death, all of it. No saving
Everything.
throw. That's
Enough.
it.
Yes.
But there is a stairway that goes up to the north. There's the stairway to the east that goes out again, and there's a door to the east that is Zavita standing in front of.
Yeah, I didn't realize I thought we could come down this one, but I guess we came down this
no,
one.
you
Yeah.
came. That's correct. Yes.
Let's check this out.
Okay, door to the
let's
east.
check out this
Yeah.
this
That
level here.
one-
yeah.
Does appear to be locked, and give me perception checks. Because I know y'all have been very paranoid at this point, so I will grant you that without saying it. Without you
Alright, should I do
asking
a
for it.
thievery to lockpick?
Not quite
Or is
yet.
this?
Zavid and Khan, the two of you are kind of walking around looking at the intricate architecture of this place, just kind of discussing what you were just talking about with the bones, doing it on the Windseeker, that kind of stuff. And Reese, you spot right at the last second a pressure plate Zavid was just about to step right on.
And he grabs him by the collar. Hold on.
You
That
grab
one.
me by the collar, but then like my body amorphously starts to like dip down, so you have to lift higher and higher. But
Yeah.
I'm still like silly putty, like I'm still sinking. And I'm like, what?
And he
What
just
is
like
it?
shifts him over to a place where the plate isn't and drops him.
Mhm. Yeah, I turn into a puddle of sludge, and then I like reform.
What? What is wrong?
You were about to step on a pressure plate, my guy.
I look down to
And
see
it's
it.
clearly there. It's not even very well hidden. Yes, there's a pressure plate. You are about to step right on it.
It pretty much said step
Well,
on me, and you said
Listen,
okay.
who's to say these old mechanical traps still work after 8,000 years? You
Do
telling me
you-
there's no rust in the gears?
Do you remember the labyrinth we went through?
Yes, but that was magical. This is an old temple.
Wow, you're just dissing this temple saying there's no magic here.
And there was quite literally a teleportation.
Yeah, you
cell.
point,
Yeah.
and it's almost like visible. Ratrat like comes out of this room, like I'm like,
Okay, but barring that, what other examples of magical stuff have you seen?
and I'm gonna use detect magic. Do I detect anything?
How far is the radius?
30 feet, I think. Or actually, it might get upcast. Like it might increase in power, But I don't remember exactly what that means.
No, you still don't detect. Well, no, within 30 feet, you still detect no magic.
Heightened. Let's see. Heightened to 4th. You can pinpoint the. You can pinpoint shit. Yeah, it doesn't actually.
Okay, then yeah,
Actually,
you
yeah.
don't detect any magic within 30 feet of you. But the door is unlocked. There's just that very obvious pressure plate on the ground that
I'm gonna
you should have
use-
seen.
Can I use my shadow to open it?
Sure. Yes, you may use your shadow. It opens the door and goes to a very small hallway that turns to the left, the north.
I want to squeeze against the wall and sidle up past the pressure plate.
Okay. There's a short hallway that goes north. There's an exit to the east and another just further north to the west, heading west.
Gonna can I take like a big step across the hallway?
Sure.
Not trying to just to touch the sides of the walls here. And
Yeah, sure. So you're able to look down that hallway, another short hallway that turns to the right.
Oh God, you're not making this easy on me, huh?
I didn't make this map.
I was gonna say this is a dungeon right here. This
is a dungeon. That's what this is
what
for.
a dungeon feels like. Okay.
Dungeon crawling.
I want to do like a tuck and roll, like and then roll and hit the wall over here, and then see what happens.
And you see another corner.
At this point, Reese is gonna activate his like stealth thing.
Oh yeah, sure. Roll me a stealth in the tower.
Yeah.
And Zavid, you get a ping of magic now that you're in that corner.
I would like to cast Rewinding Step.
What does that do?
For 10 minutes, I get to anchor my location and time so that I can swiftly retrace my steps later with complex chronomancy. The space that I'm in when I cast a spell becomes my temporal anchor space. While I'm within 500 feet of my temporal anchor space, I can spend a single action that has the concentrate trait to instantaneously return to that space. Okay. I don't need to have a line of effect to it in order for this to work. The spell then ends, and I can bring any items that are in my possession that I take with me during the action when I return.
Don't need line of sight. That's extremely helpful.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to try to sneak ahead. And you guys see, as I'm walking, there's like a image of me, like an ethereal image of me that looks like it was just about to start walking, but is frozen in time as I like move out of it.
Very good. And you are using Reese's extraordinarily high stealth roll from just now, so you can go ahead and move as you please. And when you get to there, you see a long opening that clearly opens up into a room of some kind.
I'll get right up to here.
There you go, finally. You get into this hallway comes to an end in a large rectangular room. A metal door to the east is flanked on either side by a carved rock depiction of a pharaoh's head atop the body of a lounging lion.
Oh, no. I would like to sneak.
Okay.
Over there. Thank you.
All right. You are still under the effects of Reese's sneak thing. Warden step.
Yep, warden step.
All right. So should I make a skill check, or can I use that?
You're still under that effect. As long as Reese is within however many feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to get here, and then I'm going to try the handle on the door.
It is fully locked. And as you touch it, the one you are closest to turns its head back and says, "Well, trying to avoid our riddles, are you? Come.
I am going to... the fact that you're with me, Reese, complicates this, because I was like, I could have just blinked back, but now that you're here, I'm like, I don't want to abandon you. Do you want to answer these riddles?
I mean, I did kind of want to see a sphinx, so yeah.
That is true, you did.
Can I make a performance check to do a cartwheel in front of them and be like, hello?
Yes, absolutely. That's amazing. Make that public.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
How's an 11?
Oh, sweetie.
It's extremely entertaining, but because you fall on your ass and Keystone Cop, bumbly fumbly kind of thing.
But you're very stealthy as you do it at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't make a noise as you fall and hit your ass. Con, what are you doing in this moment? Enjoying the show?
Well, one, enjoying the show, but two, just kind of, I don't know, gauging if her presence has been noticed or not. Like, if they need someone to tap in with the riddles, but she's on standby.
They don't appear to have looked at you yet.
Yeah, then I'll stay there. I'll give them like a thumbs up.
Oh, great guardians of this door, please give us your riddle so that we may pass through.
Show us more door, please.
One does not simply walk through more doors.
God damn it!
I laid
Is
it out.
that? I'm sorry. Is that the reference to something I've never?
A great bard's tale. But the one on the northern one, the one on the right side of the door, looks to you, Zafit, and says,
Welcome. To pass our door, you must answer our riddle. The part of the bird that is not in the sky, which can swim in the ocean and stay always dry.
I will send that to both the Zoom chat and the Discord chat. The part of the bird that is not in the sky, which can swim in the ocean and stay always dry.
Oh, I know this one. It's the bird's shadow.
Wonderful.
And you hear one lock unlock on the door.
I thought this thing was gonna rip my throat out. I was like, wrong.
No, you were correct. Yes. The part of the bird that is not in the sky can swim in the ocean and stay always dry. A shadow doesn't get wet. So yes, well done, shadow. The one to the left says,
Well done. I'm the beginning of the end, the root of evil, the end of life. I stretch from the origin of eternity to the end of time and space.
I know this one, but I want to see if you can get it.
Darkness.
Oh, hold on. We're
Yeah,
conferring.
you
That's
don't have
not
to
the real
say-
answer.
Yeah.
No, that was out of character.
No. It's this one is one of those. Don't think about the literal answer.
Oh shit!
Think
I'm
about-
autistic. Come on. Okay.
Or rather, actually, no, more literal than that, actually. I would say, so you're thinking conceptually.
Yeah.
Like, what stretches from the end of time, and it's like, oh, this big philosophical thing. Don't think of that. Think super literal. Right? What's that? Can you repeat the riddle for us?
I'm the beginning of the end, the root of evil, the end of life. I stretch from the origin of eternity to the end of time and space.
Oh.
It's E.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh wait, there's an
Right.
E.
Yes.
Correct.
And the door unlocks.
You may pass.
Yeah, pokes her snout out. It's like,
Good job, Con. Bang! I was trying.
I-
The best I came up with was space whales. I thought that was it. I was gonna say space whales, but I didn't want to ruin it for everybody.
I want to look at like the sphinxes and say like I had actually heard that one, but I didn't want to give it away because you've waited all this time to give the riddle. Might as well have someone try and figure it out, right?
We both appreciate the effort. Thank you.
I'm gonna
And
do another
the-
cartwheel and fall on my ass.
The door is unlocked.
And this is why Elliot plays characters that are smart, because Elliot themselves. Woof.
I had heard that. I think I read that somewhere out of game, and I'm like, I can't guess this one. I have to let someone else guess this.
I get that. I'm not huge on riddles, but
Yeah.
I was only able to get that because it was written out. If I had just heard it with my
Helps.
ears,
Yeah.
never in a million years.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So
I'm also bad at riddles.
as you swing open the door, you see a very bright room in front of you.
Ooh.
This large round room contains a massive amount of glittering
Oh.
coins, artisan
Whoa.
crafted pottery, precious gems, and granite statuary wearing immaculate textiles. 2 decorative funerary kufu boats lie at the southern end. Surrounding the treasure are carved stone statues of a swarm of rats, a massive spider, and a cat.
I like walk up. I'm sorry, that was the wrong room. We weren't actually trying to. We went through all of that. We're like, oh, we didn't want the treasure room. Sorry.
Lord. Reese is gonna see the boat and go over to it and just try to see if he can, like, see who it is or what it is.
Give me society in the tower. Well, that's good enough. These are not for a specific person. These two Khufu boats and those two statues next to them are representative of all of the people who were interred here. The workers, the priests, the person who was mummifying the bodies. These are so that all of them can ferry their souls across to the afterlife. And I have closer pictures of these because they're neat. And I photoshopped these, so I want to show them. These are what the statues look like with their textiles on.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
Don't look too into them; they're not that important. They were fun, and I made them. So,
And literally, look what I could do.
yeah, look what I could do. But
I
you
wanna
also
look-
notice that there is a stairway to the south.
Yeah, I want to look at. I'm not touching any of this shit, but I want to look at these like statues, like
Mhm.
these things.
Yep.
Are they mummified stuff? Or are they statues?
No, they're statues. They're made out of granite.
Hmm.
It's a swarm of rats. And there's a cat in the center
Wait, hold
and a
on.
big spider to the far east.
I think he was trying to be clever or something. Hey, out of character. Does the Beads God have to do something with freaking spiders? Does he?
Who's Zavid's best friend?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ah.
yo,
Wispy, yo.
Wisp.
I want to ask. I blindly
you
just asked
think?
Reese, what are the significance of these statues?
Well, I mean, there's really not. I mean, they like to mummify and show who they love and everything and represent them in death. But I think maybe rats and spiders and cats meant a lot to these people who entered, maybe. And that's why they were built kind of like, hey, here you go. We are going to protect you now.
I imagine that if we were to try to take the treasure, they might come to life. So I'm going to just leave it here.
And you see that there's a stairway to the south. This place is clearly haunted. I think not touching the treasure's probably the right choice.
Yeah, I don't. And I'm looking at the sarcophagus up here. I'm like, I don't want to wake someone up and be like, "Hey, what are you doing in my house?" You know.
Yeah, I don't want to fight whatever's buried in there. I mean, I like a good scrap, but this looks way too easy, even for me. And I'm a literal pirate.
And Reese is just going to squish the ears of the cat and then run off.
Wonderful. Going to the south, let me open up this thing. A small alcove opens up off the main circular room. Two cells of iron bars sit at the end of the hallway. Within lie the skeletonized bodies of dozens of people next to piles and piles of tools.
Oh wow.
I've not shown them graphically here, but there are piles of dead bodies in here that have
Free
been
metal.
that rotted and are just skeletonized. You get the sense these were the workers.
They get cells?
Yeah.
I open up the stack. Let's get these guys. Actually, are they? So they're piles, but are they relatively together? Like these bodies? They're not like mixed up or anything.
Relatively, but the door is locked. The cell doors are locked.
Oh.
I mean, that can be changed quite easily.
Between me
I
and
was gonna
Khan,
say, yeah.
If you want to open them up, Con, give me a thievery check.
You
I'll
betcha.
help assist.
Sure. So
Yay.
Reese, give me one publicly first, and then Con, give yourself a +1. And if you want, you can guide Con there. Oh, +2, and then a 1 from guidance to 3.
That's 3. Yep.
The yippee. I should have said that when you said you graduated recently. I should have been like, yippee!
That beats the DC by 3, so great. Yeah,
Hell
you are able
yeah.
to work this fiddly rusty lock and eventually open those up. And it seems that each of these craftsmen was buried with their tools. And I can give you, any of you, a set of Zephon Ra artisans tools. Have something like this. What these do is it's essentially like Zavid's Serenite Healer's Kit, but for crafting, where it'll give you a +2 item
Oh.
bonus to crafting checks.
Heck yeah.
I would love to have I would like to take a set that belongs to a body that is like irrecoverable.
Sure.
For the rest of them, I want to wrap them up with their tools with some mummy stuff that we found. and I want to put each of them in my bag. And I know
Right.
it takes like probably 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
want a workforce for
That is a great
Shadow
idea.
Valley. We need. Hey, listen, they just
Mhm.
died in a cell. That's not very dignified. We can give them a better death after they do one more project for us.
True. So I gave both of you the Zphone Raw, what did I call it? Zphone Raw Artisan's Toolkits.
Yippee!
And then for skills, that gives crafting for Reese, you get a +2. And then Zavid, skills, crafting, miscellaneous, +2 bonuses. Zavid, you have a +23 to your crafting checks.
Nice.
And Reese, yours is
21.
21. Yeah. So decent. So you got essentially magic items, but they're not magic. But that's essentially what you find in here. And yeah, it takes a few minutes. Gunnar will help you out. Any kind of burial is better than this kind of crap, being interred in a little cage like this.
It's a pity. Such a pity. Please forgive me if I seem excited.
No, it's anything is better than this. Look at this. Do you see these tick marks on the ground down here? They were counting down their days.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
I don't like the feeling of this place.
Yeah, not to throw stones here, Reese. I thought like this civilization was supposed to be like enlightened and.
I mean, and he throws out some whatever desert lore, being like, yeah, every civilization is imperfect, and everything was built how it was built. Nothing's ever golden and sunshiny.
No matter how honorable a civilization, an individual can be an evil bastard.
Yep, pretty much.
When I get back into
Do we
here,
even have count of how many people that I personally have killed? So
yeah,
I don't think that
usually
we
they
can throw stones.
deserve it. Typically, it's like they're shitty people. Like you don't just go around killing bakers and people from like towns. Like, hi, my name's George Bobson. You don't just go around stabbing George because he introduced himself. Do you?
Not typically. Hey, Zavit, you know how you detected magic?
yeah, I was gonna do that again here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You don't actually detect magic in that room. What you were detecting was the sphinxes.
I don't detect magic from this.
Pile
You do
of
not.
strange gold?
I would like to examine the sarcophagus, and could I make a check to see if there's any sort of curse of the mummy in
Sure,
this
give me a
place?
Can I
religion check in the
assist
tower.
with lore?
Sure, give me your desert lore in the tower.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if these people are willing to throw their like workers into cells and be like, it's an honor to die here, those are the kinds of people that'd be like, we don't want anyone touching our treasure even after we die. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
that's the
Right,
kind
right.
of personality I'm expecting.
Okay, you get a +1 from Reese's lore check.
Okay, and then religion in the tower.
Yeah, religion. You don't feel anything magical. You aren't sure why, but you get the feeling that they just wanted to be buried with their treasure. There doesn't appear to be like a mummy TM in here. It just seems to be an actual mummy.
I open it.
There is a mummy inside. It's very difficult to push the lid of the sarcophagus across, but there is a well-preserved mummy holding the sticks in its hands, arms crossed, laying back in there.
Is that the Tomb of Ra? Are we in the Tomb of Ra?
No.
Oh, thank God. They just have the symbol of him
It's
on
just
the
a symbol
tomb.
of Ra, yes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Alright, we're good.
I need to cast a spell.
Reese, realizing that there's a giant symbol of Ra on here, you get the feeling this guy pretty much thought he was God.
Oh, we're stealing this fucker's money. What a cocky motherfucker. No, we're taking it.
I was gonna cast like a Speak with Dead or the equivalent for
No,
Pathfinder.
this guy's a dick.
All right.
This guy's okay. You see that giant eye That's raw. He thought that he was a god, so he wanted to be seen as a god and have us think that he was one. No, he's just a fucking slaveholder. No, fuck him.
I take the poncho off of this statue and I wear it.
It's very high quality. It's beautiful textiles with all of these colors that you see. And yeah, it's very warm.
Look
It
at
fits
me,
you
I'm
quite
the
well.
diplomat for the fucking nation.
Oh my god, you do what I do! Ah, you're doing so good, Savik. You're learning so much. And Reese just like turns his diplomacy like bullshit meter on and like stands right next to him and say, "Yes, we are very ancient and beautiful."
Under the sort of jurisdiction of the modern empire of Osirian, we have decided to reallocate these funds to the people of the country. So this is completely illegal what we're doing.
And go fuck yourself.
Yes, we have official positions. Go fuck yourself. I want to peruse the gems. I want to see if there's any big honking gems for my staff that I might be able
There
to.
are absolutely some humongous, priceless, pristinely cut gems in this. You have your essentially dealer's choice.
I would get everything that I need for the enchantments to get started.
You do so. You would now be able to get the rest of the flawless gems that you require for your staff from within this cache.
And of course, I'll scoop in all the coins into the bag just so that we have.
Okay, but what about that urn?
There's a few urns here. There's one on that side, and then there's like a big one here.
The top one.
Yeah, there's a couple.
The one with the handles. This one. Reese is gonna go over to that one and take a look at it.
You get sucked in.
Give me either crafting or perception, Reese. Your call. In the tower.
Okay.
You have a good eye, because that urn is made of platinum.
Oh yes. Hey Zavid, want to see something cool? This motherfucker is all platinum. All of it.
Do you understand what makes platinum valuable?
I mean, if you understand what makes gold and silver valuable.
He had dragon
he just
sickness.
knows people love it. That's the weird thing about having that dragon sickness. It's just shinies to him. He's like, people value this, therefore I value it. He doesn't actually know why they're valuable.
Oh, this.
So he's like, isn't that just silver?
No. This is platinum. This is like, imagine if silver could be shinier and people charge more for it because it's shiny.
Connie, you know what platinum is.
It is kind of like more chrome-like. It's got a bit of a bluer tint to it.
Shiny and chrome.
Yeah.
Shiny and chrome. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, cool.
I'm taking this.
Put in the bag.
Yeah, great. Go for it. So
I scoop all of the small valuables into the bag. These giant statues I'd love to take with us, but they seem a little too large to traverse.
Do we have anything that trigs things?
I mean, in like downtimey type stuff, you could ant haul, and with Gunnar's help, you could get them to the teleportation stone, take them up to the Windseeker. Oh, that would be hard to get it up the chain though.
Yeah. Well, we can bring this Windseeker down. We don't.
That's
have to
true.
go
Yeah, you
up
can bring the
to it,
Windseeker
yeah.
down. That's true. But yeah, you could probably figure that out.
Because Reese wants the cat. He goes back and scratches it again.
Those you could probably take. They're heavy, but they're granite statues. They would probably take some hefting. Again, you'd probably need to get the Windseeker down to take the statues in this room, but you could easily do so. They aren't anchored to the floor.
Excellent.
I go to the spider and I say, I'll come back for you. And
Give me a perception check in the tower.
okay.
Chompy's new dad. Happy
As you go over
Father's
and talk
Day.
and pet it and say that, you look at its face and it's weirdly, it couldn't possibly be it. It really looks like Wisp as a grown-up. If Wisp were huge. It's got the same little look in his eyes.
Are the details just immaculate? Like,
They're weird.
Oh, I think these might be petrified. They might not even be statues, you know?
Ah.
They're so detailed. Generally, I mean, listen, there are some talented sculptors, I'm sure, but like to make
You
all of
see
these look
hairs.
this, yeah, to make them look this good, this is probably a petrified spider.
Can I do a crafting check on the cat?
Sure, in the tower.
Hold on.
You break the cat.
No!
It is a really, really well-made cat statue. Oh.
I know, Savita. I mean, I trust you, I guess. It looks like a good
I
cat.
think there's a spell called Stone to Flesh, Flesh to Stone, something like that.
Stone to flesh.
Is that a divine spell?
I think so. Let's double check. Stone to flesh. Stone to flesh. It is a divine and primal, yes. 6th level.
I could do that.
Nice. You'd have to prepare again, but nice.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't prepared. So we'll come. I fully plan on doing 3 whole slots of just that spell
Nice.
to bring these things to life again. I would love
Wonderful.
to.
Hell
shoot.
yeah.
Nice. I was wondering if any of you would catch that they were petrified rather than carved.
I mean,
That'll make transporting them on the ship easy.
the spider's badass. I'm like not gonna just leave it there. And there's like a whole gang of giant rats.
Oh, are they giant rats or are they just rats?
They're giant rats. They're bigger than you,
Ooh.
Archon. Like they're
Ooh.
actual size on that map.
Ripe
Oh.
rodents of unusual sizes.
These
Yeah,
are like-
these are rodents of unusual size. Yes.
Con, this is like you seeing a bunch of petrified like gorillas. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're more advanced, but like your kin here
They'll fuck
could be
shit
very
up.
helpful. Yeah.
So
I
they-
Well-
guess, I suppose, but
Well, Gotta come back
that's a
to
lot
this.
of rats. That's
a
maybe
lot.
more rats than spider.
But I mean,
I like
Could
rats
be
a lot
really
more than
cool.
spiders.
I
That's
like
for
you
sure.
could
cats more than
you could have a
them.
bunch of really cool followers. You know, thank you for freeing us, Khan. We'll kill whoever you want us to kill. You know,
Yeah, but I also have a cat.
You know when you put it like that.
Guys, I finally have a pet. You all have
I
pets.
don't want to
have
undersell
none.
the cat. Let's be clear. I focus on spider because I have a spider. Focus on rats because she has a rat.
She
The
is
cat is just that's a great pet. You can't go wrong with that.
true.
So you come to another door that does appear to be locked.
I'll wait. I just wait for someone to pick it. I'm like, can
Alright.
someone help?
Yeah, I'll put the.
Oh, sure, I'm a coming here. I'll take care of this.
No!
Door, like, split it.
This is
Oh,
whatever to help.
Give a plus one to con.
Yeah,
The
plus
way
one
that
to
you
con.
said it is just him going like, "Oh, sure, I am a comment."
Yeah, exactly. That's how I pictured it walking down the hallway doing this.
Don't worry.
I've got the door.
And then Reese gives the hold on there, bud, that he gave him.
Con, you did not pick this lock. This is a little more rusted shut than the last one.
Can I hero point pretty please?
If you'd like, yeah. All of you have a hero
Yeah.
point for the day. Sure. Because a nat 3, that's pretty.
Woof.
Considering your 26 bonus.
Yeah. Fun.
Oh, that was
That's
Oh,
better.
wow.
That is better.
That is much more better. Yes, much more better.
It's much more better. As
You
we
are
say.
able to just break the last rusted tumbler out of the way and open the door. And it is a very small square room. The door creaks open as it reveals a small square room filled with shelves of rolled papyrus. A dull glow emanates from the ever-burning torch upon the wall. And there is a truly ancient papyrus on the wall that kind of goes across the entirety of the room. I'll share that with you. Give me religion checks in the tower, everyone.
For
Fantasy
Reese,
ground.
would that be religious check, or would that be
You could do society. No, this is pretty religious, yeah.
okay? Oh shoot! Well, can I keep
It's okay.
her?
Yeah, that's still a pretty good roll.
Thank you.
Then Khan, do you want to roll as well?
Heck.
For religion?
Religiones.
Yeah, I accidentally
Yes.
did it not in the tower again.
That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Gonna roll bad. Those are some pretty pictures on that wall. Reese, yeah, you got the highest roll.
Ooh.
You're looking at, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is a truly ancient papyrus. You've seen many papyri in your life, but never one this old. It's delicate and seems like it would have to be handled with extreme care. As you're looking across it, it reveals a story. The sun god Ra, sensing the coming of an evil from afar, summoned the other gods to Galarian. And that is the main crux of what you get from this portion right here.
This is essentially what's going on now. But back then, this has happened before.
Is Ra still the sun god, or is it now Sarenrae?
I mean, Ra's always sun god to someone. Gods, even when they die, their symbolism kind of still matters. That's why I still like Bastet.
Right. I know that they can locally, like different parts of the world, different gods take. Either they share portfolios, or some gods have different names. They're the same god or same core being.
Yeah, I mean, thunder gods have 5 different names. So.
Savid, you remember when you were shown under the temple in Druma? Demirius's mentor taught you about some of the secrets of the First War. And he showed you that Sarenrae was a latecomer to that fight. She kind of came as the cavalry at the last moment and turned the tide like Gandalf, coming from the east on the 3rd day. She was definitely not one of the first ones on the scene. So it would make sense that Ra could have been the first one to see that shit was coming.
Pretty raw.
Pretty raw.
Pretty raw indeed. I mean, Sarenrae, I think that's like a modern Ra, but I don't see why they wouldn't be able to exist in the same time, just different periods of it.
I guess how much aspect. I mean,
my people
and I think
tell their stories as wardings and fables and traditions, so everyone else can remember the past. I think
it's like, he's like thinking out loud. He goes, but what does that mean? They share power, or are they the same entity? It sounds like they're different.
they are different. Sarenrae just came later then, right? If that makes sense, because most people know Ra as the ancient one, but the current modern is Sarenrae. So maybe the people who believed in Ra are long gone or very minimal.
It's hard to, yeah, like if you're the sun god and someone else calls themselves the dawn flower, it's like, well, who's the sun god really? Like,
I mean, the sun and dawn move in within
saying-
each other, though.
Saying that out loud to yourself, Zavid, it clicks that Ra is the god of the sun. Sarenrae is the goddess of the dawn.
Yeah.
So I guess they work together. One creates the sun and one moves it around, maybe? Or it's just it
They're
really likes
different-
a certain time of day. Just really loves sunrises, and that's like her favorite time of the day.
Yeah.
I also I think, like, weirdly enough, Zavid is anathema to Sarenrae based on what he does. But Sarenrae has to like be paying attention to us because we've been traveling with her champion for so long. And I imagine she's gotta not hate us, right? Like so like
think she
when I
would
say
fuck
these
you
we're
by
trying
now.
to we have good intentions. We don't want everyone to die. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, and like the fact that I'm just kind of blaspheming casually, it's like she just really likes the mornings. This is just her favorite time of day. A nice cup of coffee. I'm Senri. Ah, look at me. I imagine she's got to be laughing at that. Like, that's how Zavid's thinking. Because if you're a good god and like you have this sort of overlapping portfolio with another like good god, you guys probably work together. Whereas, and again, this is internal, he's not saying this out loud, whereas Kabruri and Nyarlathotep, who have this overlapping portfolio, want each other dead. And I'm like, this is such a different vibe. So instead of them like working together, like, well, you've got these kinds of ghouls and I got these kinds of ghouls, or trying to figure out where they're different, they're like, no, I want all ghouls. Well, no, I want all ghouls, right?
It's like
That's
the
exactly
same,
the
it's a
relationship.
toddler fighting over the same fucking toy.
It's mine. No, it's mine. My mom bought it for me. Well,
Your mom is my mom!
yeah, but I'm the one that plays with it more, so it's really mine.
You literally have it more because it's in your room. We share a
Yeah.
room!
This is literally these two gods.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Han, what are you doing at the moment?
just kind of piecing out, figuring out logistics of moving statues. I think Khan is just a little bit not here at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gunnar's kind of messing around with stuff and accidentally knocks over one papyrus that kind of unfurls itself on the floor. And it is a large wheel depicting... Well, give me religion checks. Oh, crap.
I want to roll really low.
What?
I want to not know what this is.
I saw this in the promo tweet.
Yeah, that's why it'd be funny if we just like, it's a wheel.
It's the
Wheel of Fortune.
Actually, I hate to disappoint, but Zavid, you rolled real high.
Cool.
Yeah, I hate to disappoint.
Mm.
This depicts every deity from all across Galarian's pantheons, working together to battle and imprison the Great Devourer within the center of this sphere, this prison. And you're looking across with Reese's help translating, and you're seeing that once he was imprisoned, the key to Rovagug's prison was hidden within the sands of time.
That's what it says, the sands of time.
Yes. They hid the key within time itself.
Fourth dimension. This is getting sci-fi. I don't know how to get there. Can I look on the map of I look on the map of Syria and I'm like, the sands of time, the sands of time. I'm like looking for a place called the sands of time.
There is not one.
Hmm.
It feels like a metaphor, but Reese, you can point out that they're using particular symbols that mean it's quite literal.
Oh, actually, you remember in the Sphinx room when you were telling me I was thinking too literal? This is my job now. This is literal. You're thinking too like hypothetically mythical, not mythical. Well, you know what I mean. You're thinking too like far.
I
into
like that
it.
we can both stumble upon our explanations of both of these things respectively.
Yes, we balance each other out very well. So no, this is literally what it's saying.
I say, well, I'm embarrassed, and then I'm a rewinding step over here. Just...
You disappear back to your corner.
Yeah, before my spell runs out.
That's great. So the pieces of information you have at this point is that the key to Rovagug's prison has something to do with the blood of Dany and her siblings, and that when Rovagug was imprisoned, that key was hidden within time itself.
It's literally in time.
Wait, did they send it to the future? Because that's what makes sense, right? If you were in the past and we were like, we don't want anyone waking him up, let's send it into the future, then the key would reappear
at a predetermined time. But that means for all these years, no one could get access to the key because it's not in this time, it's in the future. And then it shows up again, right?
Yeah, no, I don't not agree. That is quite literal. But we just don't know the time period of when.
Well, maybe
I mean-
maybe we could figure that out from this place. It seems
Hey,
like
Zavid, why
Yeah?
don't you give me an astronomy lore? Because
Yeah,
look on the image. There's stars.
Oh. Okay, does anyone want to help me with this?
You can have your guidance
yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
You know, actually, I happen to be quite a good sailor. I can navigate by the stars. I think I can help you. Because Gunnar has lore sailing. And I'm going to say that counts
Woo!
because I'm the DM.
Hell yeah.
Good.
there's got to be crossover. You got to
33.
be like loosey goosey with it.
33. So he's given you a 2 to your
That's
astronomy
2.
lore.
I think I had already used guidance on myself for the chain, but was that an
That was
hour
a-
ago?
Oh, that was a while ago,
That was
yeah.
a while back.
All right, so I'll do it again. All right, here we go.
So +3.
If I got a nat
All right.
one, you have to tell me.
You did not. Piecing together, looking through this, you do see that they sent the key forward 12,000 years.
Okay. Now, where will it appear is the question. Because we could figure out the precise date. Like, probably, is it on the day of the conjunction or something? Is it like that
No.
very day?
The key appeared 115 years ago.
No! Okay, so where did it appear? You can't just say that.
It doesn't say where, just when.
115
After
years
doing
ago.
the math, all the math,
Wait,
115 years.
how old is Danny?
105.
Reese is
How old
older.
is her oldest sibling?
Saranulia is 115.
Ah!
While
There we
she has
go.
the key, she is the key.
Wow.
Dun dun
Wow.
dun!
Okay. I don't want to take the papyrus because it's like
You can. I made an item for it.
I'll make a copy.
Sure.
This is ancient, like museum worthy shit. I don't
True,
want to
true,
just. Yeah, I'm an adventurer. I don't want to just take this ancient shit. So I'll
I
make
will
a copy
still throw
of
it
it.
in your inventory, but we'll call it a copy.
Okay.
Yeah, in
Zephone-
case people
it's-
have difficulty believing us.
True. It's called the Zephone Ra Prophecy Papyri. Put it in your bag.
Sweet.
And it's both of them, the long one and the circle.
All right. Well, let's continue. There
you
is
can
a
close out
pressure
of those
plate.
parts. Yep, pressure plate.
I sneak around it.
Okay.
Yep.
And then there's one more door to the south, and then
Yeah.
the stairway to the north.
Well, there's also does this down here? Does this keep going, or is this the wall all the way at the bottom?
All the way to the south? No, there's a wall there. Yeah.
Okay.
This door is locked. Yes.
I do a little bit of thieving.
Thieving.
You jiggle the doorknob and it opens. And you just like look at me like, why didn't you even try that?
Actually, that's exactly what happened. She rolled really high. So you kind of barely even slip your lockpick in there, and you just, as you do, you just turn the handle and open it up.
Like you
There's
already have
a-
the master key.
I like the I like the silent just open up and God just staring up like,
What?
go.
After,
It's
Après-vous.
easy.
All right.
It's really good with that. And then reaching this hallway turns to the south, revealing a burial chamber 4 sarcophagi sit on the floor. All of them have their lids unceremoniously shoved off.
Oof.
I run up to the middle sarcophagus.
That one is just a lid. I need to specify, just so
Oh,
you know. There are only 4, one in each alcove. That one is one of the lids of the 4.
probably this one here.
That's
Yeah.
The other
correct.
one's got it.
That's right.
Okay.
The other 3 have their lids there. That one is there.
Huh, interesting. Can we make a survival check to see what happened to the one that the
that has
mummy
no
that was
fucking
here?
body.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, survival check would be great in the tower.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
Anybody
make
wants to do that.
I'll try to help. I'm helping whoever's making the
sure.
main check. Oh my god, I did.
Yeah, you do, but Reese rolled a natty twundo.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
So, looking around, Reese, you're looking in the sand. You see that there are footprints in this room in the sand. There are drag marks in the sand. Someone opened these sarcophagi and looked through 3 of them, decided nope, and just found one of them and went yes, and took the body. And it was dragged out of this room. It's immediately clear to you. You don't even need to look that hard.
No, can I see where the drag marks lead?
North and then west. They drug them. Well, it's the only way out of this room.
Right. Reese is just
All
gonna
right.
like silently just like run back and see if like there's anything else when he comes out that would lead to where that
Yeah,
body
well-
could be.
We'll follow you and just let
Sure.
you like sniff them out.
Yeah.
You do follow the tracks, and eventually, I'm just going to move you.
Yeah,
They go
please.
south past the spot Con noticed with the cracks, across these cat things, down this hallway, and you see that the sand ends right here at this big hole in the southwest room. And I think that's where we can take an intermission.
I think so
Okay.
too. Yeah, I definitely.
because that's where oh gosh, what was the goblin's name?
Scrap
something.
apple.
Scrap
Scrap
Apple.
apple. That's where they went.
Yep.
Scrap apple's down there.
That's
So-
where they are?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Scrap Apple. We'll get you out of there.
So this is a great place to take an intermission. We hope
Yeah.
everyone will join us about 10 or 15 minutes to see what's going on with this missing body underneath the Z-Phone Raw. Join us in a minute. Thank you. And welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We are back from our intermission. When last we left off, Lux Et Umbra was inside the catacombs of Zephon Ra, looking around, finding very intriguing bits of information about the first war and the previous conjunction. But noticing a room with 4 sarcophagi, one was missing with drag marks straight back to the hole in which the goblin Scrapapple, everyone's new best friend, was last seen to be. So Reese had taken off across the floors of Zephon Ra. Did you say anything to the group as you took off?
Nope. Reese just left, booked it, and then went back once when he realized what was going on because he didn't want to just jump down a hole.
I'm gonna get Rot Trot over here, and I'm gonna use a high-level spell slot to do Phantom Seed to give him a flying speed.
Nice.
And I'm gonna tell Rot Trot to go into the hole, go find Scrapapple, and bring Scrapapple back to us. We will be down there soon.
And Rot Trot soars and takes off down the hole. Disappears for just a few moments and comes back a moment later, flies back to you with Scrapapple on its back. And when it gets back, Scrapapple says,
Yeah, your horse seemed to really want something. What do you need? It's crazy down there.
Is it crazy down there? What have you seen?
Well, there's this weird symbol thing that I don't know what it is. It's on the floor, but like it looks like somebody blew it up.
Come with us, Scrapapple. You're with us now. We found a chamber over here.
I'm gonna move back in.
Can I stay on the horse?
Yeah,
Yep.
you stay on the horse.
I've never been this tall.
And explain sort of like what Reese found, that the trail and everything.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I saw some dirt that didn't look like it belonged up there. It led up to that circle. There were also claw marks on the wall underneath. When I came down, it looked like well, I went down with my ropes, my trusty chains and ropes, my climbing gear. But it looks like whatever went in and out of there climbed up the wall with like their hands. There's claw marks on the wall.
That's disturbing. Great. I think we should definitely take a look at these and see maybe why they were looked over and the one over there was taken. So Reese is gonna go over like that away.
We'll do that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I have specific ones for each ones. Let's see. Where are we? We're in this one. Yes. So the northeast. You read Ancient Assyriani,
Yep.
so I don't need to have you roll anything or any of that. That one reads, Sunusret 9 lives, Wab priest of Bess. The luck of his fur shall aid the souls to the afterlife.
Meow.
Yes. Sunusret 9 lives.
Neat. And Reese is just gonna go over to the next one to notice how empty it is, but then look over here.
Okay, yep. The name or what have you that would be put on the sarcophagus would be on the lid here. And as you get close to it, a scarab beetle comes out from underneath and kind of jumps on you, attacks your face a little bit, and then runs off.
Hi! Nice to meet you too.
No damage or anything, but you get attacked by a scarab underneath that lid.
Gross. Okay.
But looking at it, this one says, Ptahhotep, the long-limbed, high priestess of Nephthys, the beauty of her gray skin shall calm the waters to the afterlife.
What kind of check can I do on that one?
I see.
The beauty
I
of
don't know
her
what you guys are
gray
talking
skin.
about.
I've never heard the color gray being used in terms of like, oh, so beautiful and
gross and gray and dull. Oh, wonderful skin color.
Sounds like Zavid.
So Zavid's, well, I guess he's a dark gray.
Yeah.
Here,
Kind of
let me-
almost dark.
The beauty
yeah.
of
Put the names.
Zavid. But
Ptahhotep the Long-Limbed,
yeah.
which, give me a society if you want, anyone.
Zavid also has some pretty long arms. Lanky,
Yeah, that's-
elastic, one could say.
Yeah.
Tathlotep?
Ptahhotep.
Uh,
I
society.
tried really hard to come up with names that sounded Egyptian but weren't like Imhotep and Akhenamun, you know? Zavid. That makes sense. You rolled a nat 20. You realize that this is clearly talking about a fetchling. Ptahhotep the
I like
Long-Limbed.
how I was talking shit like, haha, that's funny. And then
No,
they're like,
absolutely is a fetchling.
both of you looked at Zavid like, it sounds like you, bitch.
Yep.
And once you think about it, you realize, yeah. Ptahhotep, the long-limbed high priestess of Nephthys, which, as you know, is a goddess of death. Ma'at introduced you to the concept of Nephthys. And the beauty of her gray skin shall calm the waters to the afterlife. This is clearly referencing a fetchling. And her body is missing.
Ooh.
Kind of a good thing when you think about it.
For your particular situation.
I'm like, there's like a zoom in as I'm like thinking about this, and when it zooms out, you've put like a bib on me and like a fork in my hand, like, get this off of me.
Here you go, baby.
I'm just being a supportive friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like 7 herbs and spices. I just want to make sure that this is a good
Got, like,
experience for you.
Ketchup
Delicious.
in her bandolier next to her potions and poisons.
7 herbs
He's
and
like-
spices in one of the bandoliers.
So the thing is, I think there's an exception for like long dead corpses and undead too. You're supposed to cannibalize, which means you're supposed to eat the flesh of living creatures. Ghouls can eat dead things, but or like undead things and stuff, but they're usually undead already, so it doesn't really affect them in a negative way. For a living creature, they usually have to be alive. I might be able to get out of this without having to eat a mummy.
I don't think that one is eaten, though. The drag marks went down to the hole.
No, it wasn't eaten. I think it's maybe got reanimated or something down there. Scrap Apple said it was crazy down there.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what I was looking at with that symbol thing.
Yeah. So Reese is gonna just take a look at this one and
Okay.
the other one, too.
Southwest is Kheheti Arm of Stone, the Lector Guard of Anubis. The strength of his divine flail shall hold back all who would stop souls reaching the afterlife.
Funny
And
I didn't
then
want to
the-
take that one.
Northwest is Minmose the Traitor, Blight Bringer of Set. The sacrifice of this enemy shall strengthen the eternal storm.
Would Reese know what the Eternal Storm means?
The eternal storm is the sandstorm that is constantly around this specific mountain, the one that got really weak because of Alcatern the Stranger's alignment.
So that
No.
one's dead, though. So the
All
destruction
weakened. Yeah.
weakened.
Do you piss
So-
on his grave?
Reese
Zavid,
does-
I want you specifically to give me a religion check in the tower. And what is Reese doing?
Reese just like looks at the body a little bit more like, is there anything more we can do to make it deader? Pokes it with a dagger.
Looking a little closer at the body, Reese,
Yeah.
give me either your desert lore or society in the tower.
We'll go society.
Okay. All right. You see that this mummy has 5 more jars than the others because they removed his eyes, ears, and tongue.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad about my weird, like, suggestion of piss on his grave. I feel a little better about it now because this guy seems like a bad dude.
Blightbringer of Set.
Yeah.
His name is Min Mose the Traitor.
Yeah, no, this if there's anybody to piss on, Zavid, this is your guy.
If you're giving me permission, let's go.
Go do it.
He's been holding this in.
I've been holding this in since we got here. If we're but you got to remember, other side of the mummy.
You can't cross streams.
I actually, before I go, I have this thought of, would my piss rehydrate the mummy and revive him? But I'm like, nah, that's not how that works. And I'm just gonna piss.
And
I would hate to, like, this guy comes out, he goes, I am alive again because of your piss. You brought me back. No.
It turns out Zavid is actually a wizard.
God damn it! Lumpy!
Thank you.
I win.
Happy
Thank you
Father's
for
Day, everyone.
indulging this weird, silly little aside.
But you and Gunnar both desecrate this corpse by pissing on it.
I think, listen, desecrate, sure. I think they took out all of his eyes and shit.
True.
He's like an enemy. To the people who made this temple, this is just honoring.
That's true.
This is
It's honoring
honoring.
them. That's true.
Yeah.
Zavid, give me that religion in the tower, if you will, please.
Oh, religion, sure.
Oh, really good roll. Okay, between that roll and the fact that you're a ritualist, with Reese telling you all of these things, you put together that the 4 of these priests are who created the storm around here. They're responsible for the ritual. The Blightbringer his sacrifice was to strengthen it. The luck of the Tabaxi, his luck is sort of the fairy, that to help the souls go out of this place. The Lector Guard is a guard for the souls to watch over them as they leave. The long-limbed one is to calm the waters on the transition to the afterlife. So these 4 are part of a ritual of this place. This place is clearly meant as almost a beacon to send souls to the afterlife. And recognizing that this is this information you found in here are from the First War, get the sense that these priests were there. And one of them has been stolen.
Can I
Uh-oh.
see if I
Oh,
know?
no.
Can I see if I know enough about Pharasma to know if her influence was here? Maybe she went under a different name in the Assyrian pantheon.
Pharasma, is the first deity. The way it works in Galarian lore is that this is not the first universe. This is just the most recent Galarian universe. And Pharasma was the last thing in existence from that previous universe, and she was the first thing in existence in this one. So she would have been here, or she would have existed at this time, yes, because she existed before everything else.
So I know that much. I guess what I'm trying to say is this all has to do with ferrying souls to the afterlife.
Mhm.
That's very much Pharasma's thing. Pharasma is sort of irrespective of culture. Like
Right.
they just are, right? They're one of those primordial gods. So like I'm wondering if in Assyrian culture they had a sort of analogous sort of god that was basically Pharasma, just with a different name.
As you're looking through here, Reese is again translating for you, and the one that's missing, the south one, Ptahhotep, the long-limbed, she's the high priestess of Nephthys, who is the goddess of ferrying souls to and from the afterlife. You realize that Pharasma must be Nephthys.
That clicks. I'll share that revelation, and I'll say let's explore that top area real quick. You know, this staircase
Yeah.
at the north side, and then we'll go down the hole and
Yeah, just
figure
to
out what
be
that rune is.
Thorough.
Yeah.
Thorough.
I
But
was
yeah, some
curious
breaks
what
there.
was up there myself as well.
Boop.
Come on, Scrap Apple.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Let me move. Where's Scrappy?
They're on top of
There they
Racha.
are. Yeah.
Racha over there.
Great. Easy. All right. So the stairways lead up a little ways, and the room before you is clearly the main burial chamber. An ornately decorated, jewel-encrusted golden sarcophagus lies centered between two massive statues of Anubis, carved from obsidian. Well, that's the damnedest burial thing I've ever seen. I hope that my coffin's half as nice as that.
At the bottom of the ocean.
I was gonna
Well,
say
you know,
do the Viking thing,
As
right?
long as you put the coffin on the boat and set the boat on fire, it still counts. I mean, everyone needs a little gold, right?
Mm-hmm. So Reese
My
goes over
parents
to.
were buried in a coffee can.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Reese goes over there and reads it.
Here lies Nimlot, avatar of Horus, vanquisher of the devouring. I'm sorry, light warrior of Horus, not avatar. That is an old typo.
That was gonna have implications.
Incorrect. Light warrior.
Light warrior, not avatar.
not
Forget what you
Avatar.
heard.
That was a very, very early draft of this room. Here lies Nimlot, light warrior of Horus, vanquisher of the devouring tide, slain by Ergothoa's scythe, hero of Assyrian.
Oh, that's sweet.
Holy shit.
It's champion. He's the old god's champion, I think.
Yeah. Reese would probably definitely know all about them. Being from
Actually,
Assyria.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
It's starting to become clear that the point of this temple is to hide these things, but not to destroy the knowledge, but to secret it away.
Well, let's open this thing, and I'm gonna try to open the sarcophagus.
Before you lies a mummified body, but the reason that this sarcophagus is so massive becomes very quickly apparent. It's because it has wings, massive feathered wings,
Oh.
and the face has a mummified beak.
So, I don't know if they have them in the Pathfinder universe, but do they have like Aarakocra here?
They're called
Is that what-
Tengu in Pathfinder.
A Tengu.
I think
okay.
Aarakocra is a D&D trademark.
Well, I think you're right. I think Tengu and Kenku are
Or
the.
Kenku.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tengu.
Yeah,
Kenku,
they're
one of those.
flightless though. They look like raven people.
Yeah,
This is like a flying creature.
it's
so
very
now-
clearly a flying creature. I have art, but imagine this mummified, okay? Because I don't have art of it mummified, all right?
Yep.
So prepare yourself for that. This is what you see as a mummified creature before you. Full armor,
Yo.
beautiful detail, gems. The craftwork is magnificent. Buried alongside a pole, a halberd with an eagle design
Halberd.
at the head. Halberd, yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Damn. Pretty. Yeah, we need to go in that hole. I know that it's gonna be a crazy time, but this is getting deeper.
Yeah, let's get them
Like
cells.
that
That
hole.
sounds nice.
What do you think, Zavid? You seem very pensive in this moment.
Sorry, I'm just looking for a gif from the D&D movie of that Aarakocra guy where he shows
Jonathan?
up, Jonathan, and then they tackle him out the window. Ah!
I gotta say, for the record, that's the most D&D ass name I've ever heard. So what's the name of the Aarakocra? It's Jarnathan.
Jarnathan.
It's Jarnathan. It's the most last minute, what was that NPC's name bullshit I've ever heard, and I love it. So
Yeah, here we go. Found it. Yes.
Freaking Jonathan. He's amazing. So yeah, what is the plan here?
We going back down to that hole?
Yeah, let's go tell your
Yes.
friends first.
We need to let them know about the dangers there.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just kind of look at this guy for a second, and I'm like, the way that they made this mummy, that's the way I want to make any mummy I ever create, because of how like well preserved it is. Like, this is a
Mhm.
champion of a god, and they spared no expense, did everything they could.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want
my mummies to be typical. I want them to always be like this good. So I'm just kind of looking it over, and then I put the thing back on.
Absolutely. So you're able to go back down all the way to here. Great.
Hey, we're gonna go down and check out the lower levels.
Oh, sounds great. They're all coming up. Each of them is wearing like 3 different types of silks. They're all holding like bags of. Two of Sadie and Taffy are actually sitting up on one of the boxes, and they're both a little flushed in the cheeks, and they say,
We found the bottle of wine. It is a great vintage. Several thousand. Want some?
No. Best try to do our fighting with a sober mind.
We need to keep
Yourself,
our
c'est la
wits
veste.
about ourselves.
C'est la vie.
Lovey.
all right, let me. So you get to the edge here, and Scrap Apple there is a rope attached to that big obelisk there, and there's a rope leading down. So you can just use athletics checks to get down if you want to use that, or if you have a different way to get down, that's fine.
I have a flying horse now.
That's true. You have a flying horse. You don't need to do
Whoever
anything.
wants to come with me can just will descend.
Okay. Reese and Gunnar will go ahead and just climb the rope. I'll take the rope. I took PE.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'll go
keep
on
up my
trust.
gains.
True. So all of you get down here, no problem. Put you on here. New map. There we are. Where is... There it is. Okay. A small cavern opens up beneath you. Thin walkways spiral around and up to a ledge. A deep, seemingly bottomless pit lines the brittle paths. Give me perception checks in the tower, please.
Perception in power.
Zavid, you recognize immediately that there are claw marks on the wall to the north in the little alcove in which you're standing.
Hmm.
And you can see them. I've put them on the map. Oh, did I not unlock it? There you go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna maybe try to determine if they're from a humanoid creature or if it's.
Give me... Actually, I'm going to roll something for you, because I don't want you to know what you're rolling.
Uh-oh.
Well, you rolled a 40 on your undeath lore, so you know that these were made by ghouls.
Oh, okay.
And with your experience with ghouls, it checks out that you would have rolled that. And
Right,
like known
does
it, you just see it and you know immediately. Ghouls did this.
Zavid, should we be worried?
No, this was a long time ago. Though, maybe worried for the repercussions of what they did, perhaps, but we are not in any immediate danger.
And I'm gonna keep moving. Just try to examine. There's some light breaching some of those areas, it looks like.
Somewhat. That was unintentional on my part, but yes, there's
Okay,
a little
that's
bit
just
of
map
light coming
stuff.
in.
Got
That's
it.
just map stuff. But yeah, we can
Yeah.
just say that's light coming in from cracks in the floor from the roof, the place above the temple. But yeah, that's just map stuff. But as you're crossing that overhang there, the
You guys like used ascend from like
The
Tears of the Kingdom and
overpass.
like went up through this bridge.
I just need reflex saves as you're crossing over that, as the
Ooh.
rocks begin to crack beneath your feet.
Whoa.
I hope I fall. I hope. And I hope you all watch it.
That
Oh,
wasn't supposed to be the tower Reese, but Reese rolled a nat 2 for a 20. Ed Con rolled a nat 1.
You have your
This is
nat
the
1
first time.
ability, and you have your hero point, so you can do
It's
either.
true.
Yeah,
or.
I'm gonna use my hero point in that one.
Okay, so go ahead and re-roll that Reese, but don't roll it publicly. Oh, and I need Gunnar too as well. Much better, Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use my benevolent deific gift.
Ah, yes, your next nat 1 becomes a success. How you need to describe your success in the most ridiculous, over-the-top, stupid. How do you just barely not fall off this crumbling bridge as it breaks beneath your feet?
I like to think that maybe the there's a little bit of a ledge created, a little bit of a gap that Khan needs to jump over. So she seemingly, starts a graceful jump. She launches herself off the edge of it, but it crumbles. She doesn't have enough enough push to get up into the air. So she scrambles a bit. She's totally upside down, but her tail gets caught in a crack in the rock quite painfully. So there's a loud reverberating squeak that fills the whole room.
Wonderful.
As she'll pull herself up by her own tail and take that jump again, this time succeeding.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Let me try that again. It would go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Take a hero point for that. That was great. Pod 2. All three of you can have one. That was great. That was all very entertaining. I'm feeling generous and I don't give them out enough. So yes, you managed to just barely not critically fail. And Gunnar succeeds as well. And you manage to get across. What you see across the small overpass is a lone flat alcove, a dead end. Upon the floor is a large magic circle, clearly, covered in complicated arcane runes. There are 3 black scorch marks obscuring portions of the circle. Give me medicine or arcana. Or both.
Arcana.
There's a medicine.
Well, Zavid, this rune is very clearly made of dried blood. It was liquid blood at one point, but it is now dried. And Kwan, Pipette whispers to you, "This is a teleportation circle."
Oh, another one of these. Oh.
But
if all of you remember, it has the same style of markings as at the very top of the temple.
Oh,
Does.
yeah.
It looks like that avatar circle. I don't know if that's a coincidence or
the teleportation one.
we
didn't get up there.
That part's a coincidence.
Okay.
But what you do notice is that there are 3 other overlapping runes.
Oh.
It's as though someone planted bombs on it to go off after they explode, because as you're looking at it, you see it's teleportation, but where it should tell you where the other side is directly beneath those scorch marks. Someone didn't want you to know where this went.
So they left and they bombed it after they left,
So they would be left alone, yeah.
You think this is where they took that body?
Yeah. There's no other way.
That'll be fit.
I feel like there's a way we can learn what this used to be. I'm just a little tired and I don't remember how we can do it, but I'm sure there's a way. There's gotta be a way we could learn where they went. It's probably locked away in a spell, I think.
Magic is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. It was teleportation circle, right?
Yes.
And we know what a teleportation circle in general looks like, so that's the part that isn't hard to recreate.
Could we create copy down what we can clearly see and then compare that to what we know a real circle to be and fill in the blanks for the stuff that maybe is missing?
Yeah.
You can try, but like I said, the parts that are missing are the specific parts, like essentially the latitude and the longitude, for lack of a better word, the weaves, the ley lines, the magical Latin longitude, and those seem to have been very specifically destroyed. The more you look at it, the more clear it is that it's a teleportation circle for sure. One way goes to one other place. Someone teleported in here, then teleported out, but they sabotaged on the way out.
Well, if it was ghouls that did this, or someone controlling them,
Can you
This
go
might be a
into
clue.
the shadows and have it? Is there like a mirror almost of if you go into the shadow realm place thing that we were in, and we look up?
That's so creative. I can only do that once a day, but yeah, I could try.
It's been a day. You can try.
I mean, I need to redo the flesh to their stone to flesh spell and everything anyway. So I mean, if we're gonna stay here for a night,
Yeah.
Yeah, we could absolutely have you kind of bunk up for the night.
Yeah.
Try in the morning. That's really clever. I hadn't thought of that.
neither have
just
I.
thought of it.
I thought I was so fucking clever hiding this shit with the bombs on the tar. I was like, I fucking got him this time.
No.
God damn it. No, that's clever.
Elliot's
I'm
brain
not
cell
gonna punish
is
that.
no longer sharing it with your girlfriends right now.
I
It's
ain't gonna
their
punish that.
own.
That's clever. All right, so walking back, I want everyone to give perception checks in the tower, please.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Or yeah. Perception in the tower before you leave. That's perfect.
Ooh, can't wait to see what the cliffhanger is.
And then as Zavid sees this, that doesn't surprise me. As you're turning around to walk away, Zavid, something catches your eye. I'm gonna circle it. It's over in the corner of this room. It's a
Oh, I
bone.
was looking at that.
There's a femur on the ground.
Uh-uh.
I
Catches
rush
your eye.
over.
You pick it up.
Lick it.
It looks thin, long.
Fuck this.
Seems like a Kyle femur.
How fresh does it look?
Extremely old.
I'm gonna take a bone shard.
Okay.
And eat it just to see if I can even eat it. If it's like too sharp and like bad.
You get a wave of necromantic power as you recognize that this is absolutely a Kyle bone. And you can tell that in life, this was an extremely powerful necromancer.
Ooh.
Someone dropped a bone on their way out.
I'm gonna keep the rest of this. I know they say don't play with your food, but this is a bit different, I feel. The exception to that rule. So I'm gonna keep it with me. So I can use it in a ritual to confer with like Kaburi later. To try to like figure out more about this necromancer.
Okay. Great.
If I have to eat the bone to do that, I'll do it. Like maybe I'll like wash it first or something. We'll see.
But yeah, so you're going back, and Reese, as you're getting to about here,
Mm-hmm.
let me check something. Yeah, you hear a scream from up top.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, we gotta go up.
All right, so give me athletics checks to climb
Uh-huh.
up the rope again. Oh goodness, what's going on with the goblins? Are they okay?
Can Rodtrot take me and Zavid up?
Yes, Rottrot
Expediently.
can take you and Zavida expediently. Reese, you are fine. Gunnar is fine. So I'm just going to pop you back up. You can close the underground chamber map now.
Yes.
And yeah, let me reshare the boop-de-boop.
Scorpion swarm, 5 of them, 6 of them.
And as you come
And-
up, you hear the goblins screaming as there's chittering scorpions. Please roll initiative, everyone.
Okay. Are we gonna be done for
Yeah.
today though? And
We're just
Yeah.
getting the
up?
initiative in, yes.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Let's see.
That is perfect for me.
Initiative. Where the hell are you again? Perception.
So on my next nat 1, I have to.
You have to. Yep. How do you re-roll? Or well, it'll become like, let's call it. What do we want to call this first? Do we want to make you do that for initiative? That's a weird one.
I'll just
There's
use a
not
hero
really
point for
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that seems like a weird.
Oh.
There it is.
Woof, boy.
I just
was-
ate a centuries, thousands of years old femur.
You are
I'm more powerful than you
juiced.
ever believed.
This necromancer
I
is
thought
juiced.
Reese was gonna be like first in initiative for like the first time ever. No.
Nope. Zavid and Khan is on Rotstrot's back as well. And then I guess Gunnar needs to roll his initiative.
I think
as well.
Reese is just like feeling like really on top of things and is like, watch this, and fucking Zabid zoots past them like
I helped.
Damn it.
I was helping earlier. Climbs
And-
even faster.
Wonderful. And with Zavid and Khan on the back of Rottrot, Zavid juiced off the power of this ancient necromancer bone, flying into combat. That's where we're going to stop for this week.
Yeah.
This was a fun one, y'all. Be excited to get us in combat. It's been like 4 or 5 sessions.
It really has been.
You hear like he zoots past, and in the room ahead of you, you hear him be like, "I'm gonna make some scorpion jambalaya."
Perfect.
I love it. So, yep, I hope everyone will join us. Probably next week. I don't think we have anything planned to not play. So,
It'd be
I
the
think we're
week
good.
after. It'd be the
Oh, it would be?
first and second.
okay, well, yeah. So then in 2 weeks on the 2nd, we will be back.
No,
And,
no.
what-
That's when. That's when we.
Oh, that's when
aren't.
you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so we'll be back next week then. Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barring something else. So wonderful. Hope everyone will join us then and see where this takes us in Zifun Ra. Ciao, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.